Can you see the steam coming off of this beverage? It's warm. I usually drink cold coffee. I had to be careful. That might have been a little too warm. Could have. Almost. But wasn't. I survived the great coffee scare of 2026. Broadcasting to you live from the Orion spiral arm of the Milky Way galaxy, the solar system, planet Earth, North America, the United States of America, somewhere outside of Tehran. My name is BrianEngelman. Today is Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026. Whoop. Chat wasn't supposed to be up on the screen. 2026, and this right here is the TNAM Daily Show here on the New American Media. Of course, today we're going to discuss what is happening in Iran. Well, what did you think you knew about it? What did Rubio just say? Was the United States forced into this by our greatest ally? Does that greatest ally have blackmail on President Trump so that he's just a puppet dancing at the end of the strings of Netanyahu? You've heard a lot of that. Rubio just said something that is, we're going to unpack this and try to understand what we're dealing with here. Would that change how you feel about this situation? Maybe so. Maybe not. Department of Homeland Security is shut down because of the Democrats. They are domestic terrorists. They flooded 40 million illegal aliens, potential sleeper cells, military-aged men pre-positioned across the country, waiting for a sign, waiting for a signal, perhaps. And then the Democrats decide to defund Department of Homeland Security. So there's no Homeland Security right now. Folks, we think of war as being something over there. It would behoove us to stop thinking that way, that war is something over there. You saw the attack in Austin. Of course, can't have a Netanyahu situation and an Israel situation without saying, well, like that guy would really wear a Quran t-shirt and have a Quran in the car and something about Allah and Islam. That was fake. Israel did it. And you go, okay, right. Well, when Gaza, the Palestinians started that war funded by Hamas, funded by Iran, and they butchered 1,200 Israelis at a festival. Of course they started a war. You'll hear, yeah, right. That didn't happen. It's not like attacks happen. That had to be Israel killing their own people. You go, okay. So either everything is Israel's fault or it's not. The lens that we're viewing the world through is a strange lens. How do we separate what's happening? How do we separate fake news from fact? By the way, refreshing your feed constantly. I'm a watcher. Wait, no, I'm an observer. Is that what it was? We played that yesterday. Observer, or South Park did a really great skit where Stan, what was Stan's mom's name? Let me ask Grok. Hey, Jamie, pull this up for me real quick. South Park episode. Let's see if Grok can figure this one out. Oh, I said, well, maybe the characters are wrong. Stan's mom, Sharon Marsh, shows her as shell-shocked and traumatized, sitting on the couch for days, blankly watching nonstop news coverage of the attacks. Wrapped in a blanket, undercovers, emotionally numb and overwhelmed by the events. It's one of the more poignant moments in the episode, highlighting the real-world shock that many people felt at the time of 9/11. Oh, by the way, that wasn't an Islamic attack. The Jews did that. Right? That's what you hear. Everything that happens is because of the Jews. Remember how I started the show taking a sip of coffee and I asked, can you see the steam coming off of it? Ooh, that coffee's warm. Thanks, the Jews. I can't believe they would make my coffee that warm. I swear they're the root of all evil, making my coffee warm like this. Can you believe my cat peed on the floor yesterday? Thanks, the Jews. Can you believe the Jews had my 20-year-old cat pee on the floor yesterday? Or a couple days ago? Damn Jews. I constantly go back to the Thanks Obama skit by Jenna Marbles. My cereal got soggy again. Thanks, Obama. Somebody didn't do my own dirty dishes. Sitting here in the sink. Thanks, Obama. The whole episode is just blaming Obama for shit that she did, shit that the dog did, stuff that has nothing to do with anything, but she just goes through kind of poking fun at the people who blamed Obama for everything wrong in the world. Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Obama. Hilarious. You can't even have 1,200 of your people butchered without people blaming the Jews for butchering the Jews. Like literally anything that happens. Nope, that's because of the Jews. You're like, oh my God, okay. Great theory. Awesome. They're the problem behind everything. And you hear it all the time. But then when you hear Marco Rubio say what he did, that they sort of painted America into a corner and they attacked first. And anyway, I'll get to what Marco Rubio has to say in a second, but how do you unpack that? And I've had such a problem with that. I remember a conversation with Blake Wally, who had co-hosted with a whole bunch of episodes of the TNAM Daily Show. I think we were just calling it Agree to Disagree at the time. I was like, now you're blaming Israel for butchering for their neighbors, the violent, radical Islamic extremists, Islamic supremacists, butchering 1,200 neighbors at a music festival. And that's not even the Islamists. That's not even the Palestinians that created that attack. That's the fault of the Jews for not stopping it. Or the Jews planned it, and that was premeditated. Of course, 9/11, you got dancing Israelis on the top of a roof. So clearly they were behind it, right? They're the ones. They're behind everything, say some people. Thanks, Obama. My pregnancy test came back positive. Thanks, Obama. I just had such a problem with that concept because I'm like, to me, that feels so much like blaming a woman who gets graped. Well, she shouldn't have worn a dress like that. Because the excuse is, well, there's no way their security systems could have allowed an attack. So clearly they're the ones that did it. Inconceivable. It's inconceivable that they could actually get attacked. They had to have done it to themselves. Thanks, Obama. Thanks, the Jews. You got the rise of Nick Fuentes. You have Marjorie Taylor Greene, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens. You got a whole bunch of voices splitting MAGA. And you see Trump doing things, looking really suspicious about that Epstein list. Like, oh, it's a hoax. Oh, there's nothing to see here. Are we still talking about that guy? And you're like, that's a weird reaction. You can be someone who voted for President Trump and objectively look at that and go, it's a weird reaction. And right around the time all that stuff's going on, the U.S. then decides to bomb Iran. How many MAGA people were calling for Iran to be bombed? Matt Walsh is making a point about that. We'll get into today. That was never that was a John McCain neocon thing. The bomb, 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 Iran. But now it feels like Israel forced the United States into this, almost as if they have little Donald Trump by the ear, leading him around, telling him what to do because they've got compromat on him. No, Epstein, just some Easter Island head looking dope. He's just some dope, some creep. Or he was a Mossad asset gathering intelligence for Israel so that Israel could always get the United States to be their little bitch and do everything that they want. Yeah, I mean, who could, who knows, right? Who could tell? Ghislaine Maxwell, it's not like her dad was the one creating all the textbooks that indoctrinated us into all the stuff that we taught our kids and maybe rewrote history for decades so that they grew up to be angry, septum-pierced, purple-haired weirdos who hate this country, advocating open borders so that our society can be destroyed from within. No. Obama wasn't behind that. Thanks, Obama. Thanks, the Jews. We're at a strange point where everything is either the fault of a couple of groups or it's not. Is it or isn't it? We report, you decide. No, I'm not going to take that line. I'm not going to steal that phrase. I stopped watching Fox News when they put Chris Wallace out there, who lied about the Fine People hoax, as Scott Adams so graciously told us was the most divisive racist hoax in American history, perpetrated by Barack Hussein Obama. Thanks, Obama. By the way, plenty of these things are definitely the fault of Obama. The open border, that Joe Biden term wasn't Joe Biden. It was Mayorkas. Obama was calling the shots, and we all fucking know it. So we can actually misattribute way too much to pin the blame pin the shame of blame on Barack Hussein Obama, while also recognizing it's absurd. There was an astrological alignment last night with the super blood moon. Thanks, Obama. You're like, no, everything is not an Obama thing. Or is it a Jew thing? Unless it is. You can't go 2 swipes on the internet without running into it. Doesn't make it true. It doesn't make it untrue, does it? Then, of course, the Q drops tend to lead toward, oh, no, it's part of a plan. No, just sit back, lay back, and trust the plan. Don't get involved. No, we got this. And you go, no, that's exactly what a bad person would tell you. Don't get involved. No, we got this under control. Sure you do. But then they also say they're saving the best for last. You go, well, what's that? And they go, the Jews will finally get away from that influence. When they say from the river to the sea, it's because they're fucking everything up, and they have been for 80 years. And you go, okay, you want to trust that plan? That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how that plays out for him. So this is the context with which we're deciphering the news. Everything's Trump's fault if you're a Democrat. If you're a Fuentes, MTG, Tucker Carlson kind of character, you maybe would say that our greatest ally is not really an ally at all. At all. In fact, that's exactly what someone would be doing if they hated us and respected us. Zero. What's true? Look, man, I have told you this for a long time. When I was a high school kid, I knew everything. I had it all figured out. All of it. I had it all figured out. I did. But these days, I don't really know much of anything. What I do is I try to gather the interesting stories so that we can all look at them, discuss them together. And we're trying to sift through the bullshit. Trying to make sense of this very strange world. So that is where we find ourselves. And that is where we're going to start today's program. All of these topics and more. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're to get away from the comments real quick, smash the thumbs up, the like button. Hit subscribe. Put this up on the screen here. Reminder, the 3 ways you can support the New American Media with subscriptions are Patreon. You can do the free subscription. Everybody do the free one. If you haven't yet, just create an account, sign up on Patreon. It's free. There's at least that version. Or you can do the $10 monthly, the $100 monthly, $1,000 monthly. That is the fuel that we need for the fire to burn, and it's burning, and I have returned, and I am whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, then why would you say I am? In the papers, the news, every day I am. Radio won't even play my jams. That's an Eminem lyric, of course, but you can help us continue delivering this content to you, because we get a lot of stories. We got a lot of stories lined up for you. A lot of stuff to sift through. And so Patreon is a great way to stay connected with us. Additionally, YouTube and Rumble have subscription models. I think it's like $5 a month. You have, why is the volume up? I didn't have the volume up. There we go. YouTube and Rumble, you can subscribe to become a monthly member. Thank you to everybody who has, and I encourage and ask that others do. If you're not yet, please consider jumping in. You can also drop tips. I'm here as your humble bartender. If you enjoy your time in the bar, you tip your bartender. Rumble rants and super chats are a great way to do so. Scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Additionally, Venmo and Cash App, that's just my name, Brian Engelman. And then, of course, PayPal, fuzzinstallment@yahoo.com. We have had donations on all of these platforms. Some people we know and some people I have never engaged with. You are all immensely appreciated and necessary to keep this show going. We are 21 followers away from going live on Instagram. We really want to go live on Instagram with this program. So if you don't have an account, sign up for one. It'll take you 3 minutes. You link it to an email address, and then you can get our feed. When we deliver the TNAM Daily Show, the stuff that you get, you're going to find it early. You know, a lot of people put it behind a paywall. It's like, well, if you're on Patreon, you'll be instant access. You'll be an insider. You'll be behind this. You know, if you're sign up on Locals and you'll get access to our videos before they go live. And it's like, yeah, those are all great. And, you know, let's just say this. I mean, we are starting to get, overwhelmed with too many apps. Somebody commented on the New American Media. I just glanced over here as I'm talking about it. There's an Iranian woman hitting the Trump dance over social media. We played that very attractive lady doing that dance yesterday. And in the comment, we put the picture here. Let me show you. That was our reaction to it. It's Jay-Z rocking out. I think he was listening to Coldplay at the time in these dorky glasses. In this, Sifiel Shahid says, this meme will never not be funny. It's so true. This is the reaction. Iranian women hitting the Trump dance. It's like, yeah, all right. So as that music to, what is it, YMCA? Here, where's the volume? I can only do it for a second. There you go. And so as YMCA plays, YMCA. But you need to follow us on Instagram because, man, we put jokes there. We put awesome stories. And if you're following our feed, you're going to find a list of stories that will become the topics for the TNAM Daily Show. You'll get instant access to it, as well as X. Follow us on X. By the way, X just broke another all-time record for users and for searches and stuff. You need to be following us on X, and you need to have an X account. I know we have app fatigue, but with Elon in charge of X, it is perhaps one of the most important things that we could be connected to, so that we have instant access to breaking news. So please link up with us in all the places. And buckle up, Buttercup. The TNAM Daily Show starts now.
your guide to the truth. thenewamericanmedia.com.
Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Hit the thumbs up button, hit subscribe, hit like, all of those things. Let's check in on chat. Hello, everybody in the room. Yeah, I was saying yesterday how now that we have officially confirmed that we got a Gen Alpha hanging out with us, we are now from Gen Alpha to baby boomers. We are not just an American show. We're a North American show. We are growing, but we need to grow more. So please share the show, copy the link, send it to a friend. It's growth time. So thank you all for being here. Let's see what kind of comments have rolled in since we got things going. Super Bear's here. Gen Alpha. Yeah, you my dude, Super Bear. Remind me again, where are you watching from? I like to try to figure out where people are watching from. Like Patriot Warrior, I know, is in Texas. David's up in Ontario, Canada. Where's Kenneth? Is Kenneth in here? Well, I guess Kenneth sometimes on Mondays and Tuesdays he has something going on early. But like, I like to know where all the regulars are. Haven't seen Unholy Hoax in a while. He's down in San Antonio. But that's what I've done as a bartender my whole life. Like, I try to connect with you. I try to remember what you drink and what you eat and what you do for work and what the conversations we've had before. I mean, it's like a game of, what is that game where you play Who? It was one where you'd flip the cards over and you'd have to remember who people are. What was the name of that game? Not Risk. What was the name of that game? I don't remember. Anyway, I digress. But Super Bear, remind me, where are you watching from? But I did. Oh, you're saying you're watching on TV, cooking breakfast, but watching us on the TV. So you can't type. When you get a chance, remind me where you're watching from. I forget if you told me. But yeah, it's just something I try to remember. I always tell you that we're broadcasting somewhere outside of Tehran, somewhere outside of the Super Bowl, somewhere outside of the State of the Union. I've developed a new thing. When I was in Los Angeles, I liked saying Los Angeles because it's a media hub. You know, there was some panache attached to it. And now I just find it hilarious that every day we're outside of somewhere. We narrow it down to the Orion spiral arm of the Milky Way galaxy, the solar system, planet Earth, North America, the United States of America. We used to say California, Los Angeles, to be specific. Now I just do it differently. It's kind of fun. My co-host Mike Barra on Strictly Football told me, he's like, no, it's not the Orion. It's not somewhere outside of the Milky Way galaxy. It's the Orion spiral arm of the Milky Way galaxy. I'm like, what is the difference? What is the difference? And I'm like, I don't know what the difference is, but let's roll with it. And so that is what we roll with now. Now, wait a minute. Over in our Rumble chat, world's tallest midget is following us and dropping some American flags in there. Where did you get world's tallest midget from? Where did that line come from? I feel like your screen name changes every day. I'll roll with it. Everybody say hello on our Rumble feed. If you don't have Rumble, you got to download Rumble. I know I'm talking about app fatigue, but you can't trust YouTube, Google to be your friend. You got to get our information on Rumble. And look, truth be told, I need to be uploading my previous content from YouTube onto Rumble. Like some of these great interviews. My chemtrail conversation has been deleted by YouTube. It doesn't exist anymore. Fuck them. Fuck you. You don't get to just delete the things I say because you don't like it. Oh, they're a private company. You know, I've had it. I don't accept that. I'm not a fan of that. But of course, it would take. It would take. What am I looking at? Oh, I just got sent an image. I wish I could show you. You can't trust Google, YouTube to be there. Oh boy. Okay, that was absurd. But yeah, follow us on Rumble. World's tallest midget, now Patriot Warrior. All right. What's up? Here, let me say, hey, ya. I introduced somebody to Outcast, Rosa Parks, the other day, and they're like, "Oh, this is good." I'm like, "Yeah, damn right, it's good." That Stankonia, that like late '90s, early 2000s Outcast, so good. Hey, ya. Boop, 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 boop. All right. Before we call 911, because I'm having a breakdown, I was just saying Mike Barra, the co-host on Strictly Football, along with myself and Jim Mitchell, Ezrael Robinson on the Unhappy Hour Sports Show, brought to you by the New American Media. He told me to add the Orion Spiral Arm of the Milky Way Galaxy. Also, let me remind you that I do that sports show and I have merch. If you want to support your boy and get some merch, they're $30 a piece or 2 for $50 for 4 wooden. Look at these. Look at how great these are. Wooden Ohio-made coasters for the Unhappy Hour Sports Show, either in the state of Ohio shape, which is pretty unique, or a circle shape with the overflowing beer mug. $30 a piece or 2 for $50. Shoot me a Venmo along with your address, and I'll get that mailed out to you. That includes continental U.S. shipping. And if you want one of these pins, you only have 100 of these that will ever be made. The Unhappy Hour Sports Show pin, $25 a piece. So if you want all these, send me $75 on Venmo, and I'll shoot this out to you. It's one of the ways that we raise funds to keep the lights on over here at the New American Media. But we have been covering the combine, the NFL college, the collegiate combine for the upcoming NFL draft. We're going to be doing a new special episode for the pre-draft and free agent fiasco season that we are embarking upon, that we are in the middle of, essentially. So stay tuned. Some sports content coming soon. And, of course, the NBA playoffs. The Cavs have a legitimate chance to win a championship. So I'll be doing some more sports content soon. I've really peeled away from it and focused more on politics, geopolitics, and all of that stuff lately. But I try to keep a balance. I don't want to be completely consumed with politics. Got to laugh a little bit. Got to laugh a little bit. I like how Lake Leon calls him Northern David. David jumps in from Ontario, Canada. Yes, I call it Canada. Howdy, Northern David. World's tallest midget is going to get some more names coming soon on the Rumble feed. I'm here for it. Yeah, World's tallest midget is a member of the TNAM meme team, consistently making interesting images and AI and tossing some jokes around. So we appreciate it. Lake Leon says, the war is within. Well, there are 2 wolves inside of you, one of success and one of doubt. Which one wins? The one that you feed. The one that you feed will win. So I don't preach negativity. I preach pragmatism. Being prepared. There's no need to be scared when you're prepared. If you ain't prepared, yeah, you got every right to be like, yeah, this ain't good. So there you go. David says, I'm pretty sure Trump is clean. I don't believe it at all that Netanyahu has dirt on him. I probably believe that too. Or at least if this were a pie chart, more than 51% of me believes that. There's also, who knows, right? Like I don't know. It's the little pie chart. I went to go get a piece of pizza the other day, and the guy gave me the smallest piece possible. It's almost like if you saw a pie chart of what you would do if you won $1 million, he gave me the give it to charity slice. You can see that little 1% sliver. Yeah. So I don't know what percentage, but at least half of me believes that I'm on the same page with you. I don't believe it either. Yeah, Lake Leon says the same thing. Agree, David. I think it's just noise to take our eye off the ball. Yeah, I that is most likely in my estimation. David says, I thought I heard Bill and Hillary supposedly exonerated him. Well, yeah, you know what? And I've shared Hillary stuff. I don't know that I've put it on this program yet. Maybe it's in my X feed today. So we gotta hurry up and get to the news because we got a lot of stories to cover. But yeah, that was the story that they repeatedly kind of exonerated Trump. But what if Trump's just cutting a deal? Like, look, I'm not going to throw you under the bus, but you got to exonerate me. We got to get through this together. Why do you have that Clinton picture up on the wall with George W. Bush. I don't know. Maybe it's related. Maybe it's unrelated. But yeah, plausible deniability. And those poor, misguided Democrats, man, they got nothing to hold their hat on. So they're hoping against hope that this is true. Doesn't make it true. But it makes them look unhinged when they're just pushing these things out like it's fact when it's clearly unproven. But they got nothing. They have no reliable starting pitching in their bullpen. They got nobody they can go to. Like they're a party that's rudderless because they only exist to be in opposition to Trump, which is just a disgusting way to try to govern a nation. You're right, David. None of us do know the whole truth yet. That is for sure. And perhaps most importantly, we may never know. So all we can do is make our hypotheses, the octopuses, the hypotheses, the hypotheses. That's a hypotenuse. None of us may ever know. We may never know the whole truth. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. Ooh, let's see if Jamie, pull up that speech real quick. Yeah, I'm going to need you to I wonder if I can do my jack. Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls need to be guarded by men with guns. Who's going to do it? You? You, Lieutenant Weinberg? I have a greater responsibility than you could possibly fathom. You weep for Santiago and you curse the Marines. You have that luxury. You have the luxury of not knowing what I know. That Santiago's death, while tragic, probably saved lives. And my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives. You don't want the truth because deep down in places you don't talk about at parties. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. We use words like honor, code, loyalty. We use these words as the backbone of a life spent defending something. You use them as a punchline. I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a man who rises and sleeps under the blanket of the very freedom that I provide and then questions the manner in which I provide it. I would rather you just said thank you and went on your way. Otherwise, I suggest you pick up a weapon and stand a post. Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you're entitled to. I got all the way down there and I flubbed the final line. I don't give a damn what you think you're entitled to. Come on, type in the comments what that is. Colonel Nathan R. Jessup. What was that? Let's take a look. We got some weirdness afoot today. Okay, maybe that situation has resolved. Okay. Oh, Lake Leanna saying Bear might be North Carolina. I thought it was North Carolina, but then I thought he said that he was referencing something in North Carolina, but wasn't in North Carolina. But we'll get you to we'll get Bear to comment when he's done cooking off the TV and when he can comment. But yeah, I'm trying to remember that. Yeah, Marion jumps in. Yeah, we had it all figured out in high school. At least that's what we thought. I had everything figured out in high school. It wasn't even close. All these idiots, you know? It's like, I'm just doing the best that I can to navigate this bullshit. You know, some days I lean one way sometimes, but look, I'm going to show you both sides. I want contrarian opinions to be expressed here. I don't want to go so far down the rabbit hole that only my ass is showing. You know, you can get really stupid by trying to get too smart. You can overthink the obvious. Was that a good phrase? What did I even just say? Go so far down the rabbit hole that only your ass is showing. You can get really stupid trying to become too smart. Overthinking, overanalyzing separates the body from the mind, withering my intuition, urging me to cross the line. That's Tool. That's Maynard James Keenan. Lake Leon voted this morning with paper ballots. Who did you vote for? Tell us. Let's give us your Texas voting guide. I want to hear that Texas voting guide. All right, let's jump into the stories. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button, share this show with a friend, click the little share icon or copy the little 3 dots, whatever shares this show. Send it out on X, send it out on Facebook, send it as a text to a couple people on your cell phone. Share the show and say, hey, we're unpacking the news. It's noon. This is what we do. By the way, this show might go early morning. It might go in the evening at some point. I'm never going to stop doing this. I love the community. I try to limit my scrolling time, which is tough to do because I got to find you all these stories and it takes a long time. But I look forward to this. This is perhaps my favorite time of the day, where we get to talk about what everyone's talking about. So share the show with a friend, bring some people on board, because there's a lot of relevant stuff happening. Oh, it looks like I lost a story. Oh, there, I found it. Perfect. We'll start with this. You want to know the difference between the deep state and President Trump? I mean, it's not that complicated to know that there's a difference, right? Lake Leon voted for Paxton, Doc Chambers, and Aaron Reitz. All right, well, I hope the good guys win. All right, here's the difference. Daily Wire put this out. The difference between the deep state and President Trump.
Message to Iran.
Don't.
Mr. President, to Iran in this moment.
Don't.
I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. It's true.
Well, the people saying that President Trump never.
I don't care.
What's the message to Iran?
Don't.
Have that as a message.
Mr. President, to Iran in this moment.
Don't.
I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. It's true. I don't care.
Okay, let me triple check this. Jamie, did President Trump say he's going to bomb the shit out of in regard to Iran? Just to make sure that's not out of context. That was like first term Trump. Got to remember. Okay, it looks like it might have been referring to ISIS, not Iran. Let's see what Grok settles on. No, we're knocking the crap out of him. Instagram Reel attributes bomb the shit out of them to Iran. It might be a meme or edited clip. Man, Grok is thinking and slow. I had a battle with Grok today, not to bore you with how the sausage is made, but my God, wasted 45 minutes of my day trying to get a proper image for today's program. Oh my God. I sometimes AI works how it's supposed to, and sometimes it's like, it is so much more frustrating trying to use this easy technology. All right, so let's see what Grok says. No, President Trump did not say he was going to bomb the shit out of them, especially in regard to Iran. That exact phrase comes from a 2015 campaign rally where, while he was referring to ISIS, the Islamic State, and their oil fields, saying, I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. It's true. I don't care. They've got to be stopped. Okay, so here, let me condense this reply to a short IG-worthy response. I can copy and paste to educate people about. So if you see this being shared, it's incorrect. I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. I don't care. It's from a 2015 campaign rally talking about ISIS. I mean, you could argue that Iran and ISIS and these Muslim terrorist regimes are one and the same. But the exact clip was about ISIS, not Iran. All right, I'm going to post this so that people know it. I don't know how relevant it is. per grok. Okay. Daily Wire put that out, but they didn't provide the context.
What's the message?
Accurate. Hey, we learned something today. He did say it, but it was in regard to ISIS, not Iran. And that's just how I want you all to think about stories. We're sifting through the garbage every day. You go, is it possible that this is out of context? You damn right it is. So if we take issue with the fine people hoax, where they kept saying President Trump called Nazis fine people, it's like, no, you son of a bitch. He never said that. You pieces of garbage. He never did that. And you know better. We should be just as vigilant. You know, even though it makes a funny clip, it makes an awesome clip. And it's like, oh, Trump is strong. And look at that. He followed through. He wasn't saying it about them. He was saying about ISIS. And he did bomb the shit out of them. And guess what? Because Obama wasn't in charge of the military, taking charge of the bombing schedules to constantly protect ISIS so that they could go rage unholy havoc on humanity. It didn't take very long at all to bomb the shit out of them and erase them. Except Obama was a Muslim terrorist sympathizer. The whole time he wanted that instability across the Middle East. The whole time he's been trying to fundamentally transform the United States of America. Had it too good, too long. A lot of people here say, I did that. But you know what? You didn't do that. You didn't build that. Look, we're just going to flood this nation with third world, people from shithole countries. And, we're going to take your money and, give it to them. And look, if there's millions of people not here legally, we're going to get extra votes in Congress in Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, all the big blue cities, the shithole cities of America. So we're going to have extra representation, and we're going to take this country over and destroy it from the inside out, because I'm a Marxist, and that's what I believe. But look, we're just 5 days away from fundamentally transforming the United States of America. If you took exception to people like Obama saying that Trump called Nazis fine people, which he did on the campaign trail for Kamala Harris in the final week, that fucking asshole, you should also take issue with people misreporting, misrepresenting things like this. Now, obviously, not even remotely on the same level of disgusting, divisive, racist hoaxes. This is just incorrect, so we should know the difference. Anytime you consume any piece of video, just think critically and ask, is it possible this is out of context when it's a situation like this? Run a quick search. Jamie will tell it to you in just a minute. Just think. By the way, we know grok can hallucinate. So by the way, I could be corrected if it turns out what grok told me was inaccurate. They gave a very specific reply, 2015 campaign rally. That's about ISIS, not Iran. And maybe there's not much of a difference between ISIS terror and Iranian terror. But that being said, it's just technically not true. So we need to just be sharp about that. All right. Capiche? Catfish? Let's move on. No, I'll watch it one more
What's the
time.
message?
Because it is funny anyway, because the energy is the same. These two Democrat dipshits, the energy is the same. And the Trump energy is the same. It's just not accurate, unfortunately, but it is funny.
To Iran.
Don't. Mr. President, to Iran in this moment.
Don't.
I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. It's true. I don't care. I don't care.
And he did bomb the shit out of him.
What's the message?
Yeah, say it in Morgan Freeman voice. Oh, and he, in fact, did bomb the shit out of them. Let's keep it moving.
Simmel.
Okay. Well, this is a large clip here. I don't know. Tim Dillon, seen this guy all over the place. It's interesting. Let's listen to this. This is an interesting take. This gets kind of weird, kind of quick. So let's take a
Altman.
One of the things that is always unfair in this comparison is people talk about how much energy it takes to train an AI model relative to how much it costs a human to do one inference query. But it also takes a lot of energy to train a human. It takes like 20 years of life. and all of the food you eat during that time before you get smart. And not only that, it took like the very widespread evolution of the 100 billion people that have ever lived and learned not to get eaten by predators and learned how to like figure out science and whatever to produce you, and then you took whatever you.
So here's what's going on. I don't want to scare anyone. These people all believe that they are communicating with some ancient Sumerian deity.
Oh boy.
I know this I have kind of sources on this. They believe they really do. They believe they are communicating with super intelligence, and they do believe, and he just said it out loud, by the way. He literally just said, he was like, the 100 million years of evolution, all of the 20 years of life, they have all led to this point. And this point is when we are going to give birth, as I've said on the show before, because this is their main goal, to the AI demon. They want to give birth to the AI demon, the super intelligent AI, who is then going to run the planet and decide who stays, who goes, who's necessary, who's not. They're pretty open about this. This is the thing about all of the AI people, all of the tech people. They really are, they really are pretty transparent when it comes to what they want to do and what they need to do in their.
And it's sort of like the Georgia Guidestones, the death cult of the globalists. They want to reduce the planet's population. What was it? 500,000? How many billions are we up to? They want to genocide the planet. Some people in this death cult want to do that. They're convinced, just like these environmental wackos. Oh, the Earth's overpopulated. Can't have people on Earth. Oh, you got to get rid of people. Oh my God, that carbon dioxide y'all are breathing. There's poison. How do you get rid of that poison that you're breathing out? Remove them. Off with their heads. Then they'll have no more carbon. Don't have babies. Then when your Ponzi scheme of Social Security can't fund itself, we got to import the third world so they can work as modern day slaves paying into the system so the baby boomers can retire comfortably. Don't have babies. Babies are bad, okay? Yeah. You can see this series of terrible ideas, terrible choices, terrible teaching, lies, manipulation. It just leads you to a very bad spot. Then you hear, oh, AI is going to get rid of all these jobs and we don't need these useless eaters anymore, useless breathers. Now, I will say that I've heard for a very long time, man, California used to be an awesome place until so many millions of people showed up. Now it's like Yogi Berra said about that Italian restaurant. They used to dine there. He and the Yankees used to go to this Italian joint, but then people found out that the Yankees were eating there. And then it became like chaos and waiting lists and lines outside. And he was asked about it and he said, that place is so busy, nobody goes there anymore. That place is so busy, nobody goes there anymore. It's just one of the most perfect. Yogi Berra, I don't know how you could come up with so many things in your lifetime that it like contradicts what you're saying, but it's very specifically telling you something specific that sounds like it's backward, but it's not. And he's literally meant like the Yankees don't go there anymore because it's too busy from the other people. But point being, Tim Dillon is saying they're trying to summon a demonic force through AI. And you won't need so many people. So wouldn't you want these people sterile, maybe?
Minds, because they go,
maybe delete them another way through massive war, through some sort of biological attack, like a virus.
If China gets to it first, if China unleashes the AI demon before we unleash our AI demon, our American AI demon, Western values, America, rah-rah AI demon, and China enslaves their population with their demon, they will sell the world their demon.
Oh, boy.
And then that demon will enslave the world, and then they'll make all the money, and they'll have all the geopolitical leverage, and they'll have all the military advantages. So in this quote AI arms race, we are both racing, the U.S. and China, to give birth to an ancient Sumerian super intelligent demon. And your Aunt Connie in Phoenix, who's a receptionist, is fucked. Because that's what's going on. And you got to tell her that. You go, Connie, I hope you've saved money, because there are men in Silicon Valley who are communicating with an ancient Sumerian god. What? Connie, will you sit down and listen to me? Connie, have you saved your money? I've saved a little bit of it, but, you know, the prices at the grocery store are so high. Connie, you have 18 months before your ass is out of that office. There's an ancient Sumerian god that Sam Altman and Peter Thiel are communicating with, and they're going to give birth to an AI demon. What? It's a demonic force that's going to take form through artificial intelligence. And we have to do it before China does. Well, that sounds scary. You have no idea how scary it is, Connie, and you better save your money. You've got 18 months. 18 months left before this AI demon is going to do your job. An ancient Sumerian god is going to do my job? Yes. Yes. How many times do I have to explain this to you, Connie? An ancient god before Jesus, before Yahweh, before Muhammad, before any of it. I mean, an ancient, Connie, I don't even know where to start with you sometimes. We have finally invented a way to summon this demon and bring it back to earth to increase efficiency. Sam Altman.
One of the things that
So that was a lot. Tell me in the comments, what do you think about that? And so much of this stuff revolves around the Middle East.
Sam Altman.
Does it not?
Yes.
Oh, it does. All right, let's listen to Patrick David about just how evil this Khamenei piece of shit was. Good riddance to bad rubbish, I say.
You guys want to know what Khomeini once said about what to do to women in prison? Have you ever heard him?
Nope.
You want to verify this, Rob? He once said female prisoners who are virgins must be raped before execution to prevent them from entering heaven. Isn't he an amazing guy to say something like that? That's the guy that died. When he died, I was in Iran, June 3rd, 89. I was there when the guy died. They didn't kill him. He died. This guy who was supposed to be a hero for them, female prisoners who are virgins must be raped before execution. If you go pull up the craziest thing he said in one of the books that he wrote, you would sit there and say, no human being, you would never write that. You would never subscribe to that. Our audience, if you're watching this, even though if you're part of the 30% that watches this, 20% that maybe you don't agree with that, deep down inside, you'll be like, I don't subscribe to that. Well, they did about women and girls. About women and girls. Virgin female prisoners should be raped before execution so they do not go to heaven. Founding leader of the Islamic regime in Iran. What do you think about this guy? Does this sound like a noble man? Does this sound like a guy you want your son to look up to? Does this sound like a man you want to follow? Does this sound like a man you want to give the book and say, hey, son, read this book. Don't read Marcus Aurelius' Meditations. Don't read Thomas Sowell's books. Don't read Lincoln's books. No, read Khomeini's book. Because what he said is, virgin female prisoners should be raped before execution so they don't end up in heaven. This is their values and principles. You guys want to know what Khomeini once said about what to do to women in prison?
Gross, gross, gross. By the way, I just found out that our Facebook feed was not streaming, and I had to click some stuff to get it streaming now. You know, Facebook, Instagram, Meta, they are just an awful company. Like, I have spent way too many thousands of hours dicking around on Facebook, Instagram, Meta, to not be able to reach my audience. I've been customized. I run 30 or 40 different groups on Facebook. Nobody sees my show over there. I don't get any fucking viewers from Facebook. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or if they just hate me, and it's both, because they've deleted my personal profile multiple times talking about the 2020 charade election, COVID, all sorts of things. They hate me. They've deleted my personal profile. They've deleted my company profile. They've deleted my groups. No cause, no explanation given, no opportunity to remedy any alleged issue. You know, so like when I tell you that I am unable to pay my bills with Facebook, with YouTube, you know, yes, YouTube does help. It is back up now. The super chats are coming through and we are getting some advertising revenue, but my God, the amount of ability to turn this into a viable, thriving company has been so kneecapped out of me, so just taken my legs out. You know, it really is just an uphill battle. I have to operate as if $0 are ever going to come in from the major social media sites, because that's the way it's been for so long for me. I check my statistics every day. We don't get the organic growth that people should be getting after doing this amount of thousands of hours of content. We just don't get the growth. Instead of our view count growing, our subscriber count growing, it'll actually decrease on YouTube. They fuck with us every single way that they can, nonstop, always. And that's why you who appreciate this show, I mean, you guys keep it going. You guys shovel the coal into the engine and close the stove, and it creates the steam and it powers us forward, because I can't rely on them. But yeah, while I was watching that clip, I was dicking around page after page after page, finding out why the New American Media feed for the TNAM Daily Show was not going out on the Facebook page for the New American Media like it was supposed to. Oh, it was a glitch. Oh, was it? Or was it yet another intentional effort to make sure that we can't get our stuff out there? These fucking assholes. David says, when you become a warrior for the pursuit of truth, they come after you. Uh-huh. They certainly fucking do, don't they? So where's the Me Too? Actually, that'll be a good comment. Where's the Me Too fools parading and protesting to celebrate the removal of this Iranian demonic lady terrorist regime? Why aren't they celebrating en masse? But the liberals are fighting for, Iran. Good riddance.
You guys want to know what Khomeini once said?
Thanks, Patrick Bet David. All right, do you have a Smoothie King where you live? Apparently, this is Ann Arbor, Michigan location. Let me double check, make sure this is accurate. I don't want to slander a company if it's based on false information, but it's telling us that this is accurate. Right Angle News Network reporting this. Smoothie King facing mass calls to fire the entire crew at its Ann Arbor, Michigan location after they refused to serve 2 customers simply for being Trump supporters. Did you hear this one?
Yeah, like we don't support that. Our company's not about that. Like, we're not really comfortable with that. Okay, well, you can have a great day because we have the right to refuse service. So.
Okay, so you're discriminating, right?
So we're just. You're getting loud, sir. Like.
You just discriminated. So that's fine. We will leave.
Okay.
I love this video, like right off the bat. We have the right to refuse service. So super smug, super condescending. What a fucking asshole. You deal with these people all the time. These people just being a smug, condescending asshole, not a woman or not a black woman or not a person from Ann Arbor. I just mean a smug, condescending asshole, of course. For those of you in Rio Linda, California, I'm just talking about a dick. I'm not talking about this particular lady. For those of you in Rio Linda, California, we're just saying someone super smug and condescending is all we meant. And then she uses the phrase, "You're getting loud." These techniques are coached into people so that you can shut the other person down. I wonder if Smoothie King teaches these managers. These are the things if you encounter this, here's how you say it. You just say, "We have the right to refuse service to anyone." And if they start getting loud, you point out that you're getting loud, and this is why you're ending the conversation, and you have to go. These are tips and tricks and strategies, or she picked it up somewhere else. But notice how she gets loud at the end, and it gets funny.
Thank you. No, we're not serving Trump supporters. You have a great day.
What's your name?
You have a great day.
What's your name?
I'm confused if this is a joke too. We're questioning the same thing. Okay. Because you're Trump supporters? They're going on Facebook Lives because they're Trump supporters. Did Trump just not start a war yesterday?
You're refusing service to this establishment because we're holding you, right? Which is discrimination.
Do you know that ICE is going on right now?
Which is discrimination, right?
Yeah, but you came in here with like
Discrimination. I don't know if this person's ever claimed discrimination. I'm a lady. My skin tone is different. I'm being discriminated against. I wonder if she's ever said that, just out of curiosity. Or I'm being discriminated against because I'm a bitch. You seem like a bitch. I can say that for sure. John BrianEngelman checking out on Facebook. Howdy, howdy, Commie Meta. Good. It is working. Thanks for testing that. I certainly appreciate that. Lots of mental illness in Michigan. Oh, yeah. I mean, you could go to Dearborn, Ann Arbor. I mean, that's a city you avoid. I actually loved the city of Ann Arbor. We played at the Blind Pig. My band did back in the day. We played at Central Michigan University. We played Detroit. We played all over Michigan. I liked playing shows up there, but I'm a Buckeye fan, so I just like to give Ann Arbor some shit when I can. What does Grok say? Yes, one specific incident. Employees at Smoothie King in Ann Arbor refused service to a couple because the husband was wearing a hoodie with President Trump's name on it. Oh, okay. So this does not appear to be a skit. This appears to be real. Hey, I encourage any of you to call this number, 800-577-4200. Let them know that you're not okay with this and you will never shop at this location until you find out that both of these people have been fired.
Okay, well, you said you were going to leave, so please just have a great day and leave so we can continue what we're doing. Like, thank you.
You were just wanting us to leave. You literally looked at us and I asked you if everything was okay. You said you don't feel comfortable serving me because of my husband's hoodie.
Yes.
That is discrimination.
Okay, well, have a great day. Like, you're so weird. Like,
discriminates us. So
that's illegal. Okay.
I said Trump discriminates us.
Right.
What does it have to do with us wanting a smoothie?
Oh,
okay, but that's what you support. That's what you love, though. So go ahead. Have a great day.
You don't know what it is. You don't know smoothie.
Okay, have a great day. Like, why are they still here? Why are they still here? Okay, that's fine. Like, you're just.
Yeah, still here because you're being a discriminating asshole. That's why. You don't just get away with this.
Make it uncomfortable. I don't care. Like, have a great day. Get out. Go. Go. Get out.
By the way, she's raising her voice now. You're raising your voice, ma'am.
Like, he's like, go. Like, are you not embarrassed? Are you not embarrassed? That's embarrassing. You guys supporting Trump? That's embarrassing for you. That's embarrassing for you guys. It's not embarrassing because my manager was here. She said the same thing to you. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying to you, okay? That's that.
You know that's a crime, right?
It's not, though. We have the right to refuse service here, and that's what we did. You asked her what was wrong, and she said that she was uncomfortable, right or wrong. You asked the question, she answered. Have a great day. Have a great day. The door is right there. Have a great day. Thank you. Have a great day. Call the police. Okay, what's the police going to do? What? Oh, my God. There's no way. Okay, why are you still in here? Have a good day. Like, what? Like, what the fuck? No.
What the fuck? We'll tell you in a second.
No, wait, I'm sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. I need to do these both. Like, yeah, like, we don't support that. Our company's not about that. Like, we're not really comfortable with that.
Why did she film it, though? Okay, I need to give you an update. Here, let's condense the update into a concise sentence or 3 that can be posted on IG. Jamie, can you do that? Thank you, Grok. See, Grok is my Jamie, but it does take me a few extra seconds to manually put it. What? No, hold on. Huh? Am I in the, hold on. What? Where's the, hold on, what happened? Took me to a totally different conversation. No, not about Iran. About Smoothie King incident. Why did it do that? Jamie, you're going to act that way? Yeah, if I had an AI company, I would call the guy that looks things up Jamie. Smoothie King employees refused service to a customer over a Trump hoodie. Video went viral. Franchise owner fired the workers immediately. There's no place for discrimination at any location. Ooh, that rhymes. Okay, I'm going to put in per grok. I like to educate people. You know, it's super important. You know, we don't want to ban them for something that they handled correctly. Screw that lady. And both of them, really. Yeah, I know. Wouldn't trust anything they would give you anyway. Probably spit in it. How disgusting. Well, deuces.
Yeah.
What is this? The Persian Jewish says Iranian state media depicts Khomeini in heaven with his 72 virgins. They're all underage little girls, absolutely depraved. Now, the comments, Shias Debunked says, I don't even like him, but this is completely out of context. Those are the 60 schoolgirls that were killed in an airstrike. Actually, let me ask Grok this one. Maybe it's important for context, maybe it's not. But now I'm curious. Is the context the dead school kids or 72 Virginians? Because I can't translate that. What will Grok say? Because it's fine to dislike things that we dislike, but we should be honest about it. Oh, the Instagram post is not about dead schoolgirls from an airstrike. The viral meme does show the person in heaven surrounded by young girls in school uniforms, backpacks, captioned monsters with free Iran. Comments interpreted as a dark joke, twisting the Islamic 72 virgins reward into implying little girls, schoolgirls, not actual victims. They say, no, it is a provocative meme about 72 virgins, not a photo of bombing victims. Well, then I'll reply that to her post. Just so they know. Here we go. Per Grok. All right, we'll follow that account. Next.
Just into the...
Oh, God. Yeah, trigger warning. Ugh. Like, sometimes you just, like your blood boils and you want to, like, correct some behavior here. Look at this monster. Surveillance video shows a daycare worker hitting multiple children in Marion County. Just don't watch this if you don't want to. Oh, God. Where is this? Beginners Learning Center. Well, what state? I don't know, but here you go. Don't watch.
Into the newsroom tonight. TV 20 now has video from the Marion County Daycare Center where one worker is seen hitting infants on camera. Video, which deputies say features 31-year-old Laura Flores, is graphic. One video from the morning of February 11th appears to show her hitting and carrying a child by the arms at Bright Beginnings Learning Center. That's in Summerfield.
Dude, don't hand your kids off to some monster. We said, end the Fed, raise the purchase power of the dollar, keep a parent home to teach and supervise our kids while the other works. Enough of this shit. You want to outsource kids and just you're at the mercy of some idiot that doesn't know them, doesn't care about them, isn't related to them, and wants to take out their frustrations by abusing them? Fuck them. Sheriff's deputies arrested Laura Flores, 31, an employee of Bright Beginnings Learning Center in Summerfield.
Flores is facing 3 charges of child abuse. Just into the newsroom.
Yeah. Ugh. Okay. Don't just hand your kids off to someone that's going to abuse them at a daycare or abuse them in a public school system, indoctrinate them into crazy, radical, globalist, anti-American, communist, Marxist bullshit propaganda. It's just as abusive as a smack in the face, maybe even worse. You can heal from a smack in the face, but if they break your brain, your whole generation is cooked. And that's why the leftists know it. That's why they've infiltrated the school system so much. We've got to fix our schools, and it needs to be a higher priority of this administration. I say it all the time.
Just into
Rock has been.
Billy Corgan talking about rock and culture. I think it's kind of interesting.
Rock.
Because, you know, I shared a post earlier about 1999 Woodstock concert when Limp Bizkit performed Break Stuff. And they said it was around that time that they realized that rock culture was so powerful it could overthrow governments, so they had to just feed you nonstop hip hop and like destructive lyrics, if you want to call it that, just about. And that's not to say that Tupac and Biggie weren't big in the mid 90s before Woodstock, but like really sort of suppressed rock and rock's influence because the powers that be feared it. The powers that be were not fans of it. And that rock is powerful, it's scary, and that's why you need to sort of tamp it down in our culture a little bit. And then you push degenerate culture, multiple baby mamas and hookers and pimps and hoes and gang banging and all sorts of destructive drug use. Not that rockers don't sing about plenty of these things, but Billy Corgan's an interesting character. You know, on the pinwheel on the pie chart, you know, he's part douchey, but he's part cerebral. He's part interesting. He's clever. He's worth listening to. I really enjoy listening to him. You know, he's got a bit of a regal air about him, but he says a lot of interesting things. And let's unpack this one about the impact of rock on American culture. I think it was intentionally dialed down. That Limp Bizkit post that I said was about someone's pet conspiracy theory that they did it intentionally because it was too damn powerful. Well, maybe it was. Here's Billy Corgan, Smashing Pumpkins.
Rock has been purposely dialed down in the culture.
When would you say that began? Mid-2000s?
Late 90s. I think the first, and again, this gets wizard behind the curtain, right? Somebody's going to say, well, how do you know, or who was the wizard behind the curtain? All I know is I saw the gravity shift. Okay. If you were at MTV or around MTV, 1997, 98, suddenly they decided rock was out.
Right. When
rock was still very, very high up in the thing. And it was replaced by rap.
Right.
They immediately changed the way their standards and practices immediately shifted.
Right.
So now that things that weren't allowed were suddenly allowed, people were waving guns. Okay. So some people assert that the CIA was involved in all that, again, above my pay grade, but I saw it happen. I did witness it happen. Okay.
Right.
And of course, great music came out of it. So it's not like it's not a barren wasteland where something was pushed in that replaced something. Qualitative things and great artists came in, but there was this overt shift. I saw it happen.
Right.
And then now, as you pointed out, rap seems to be waning in terms of its cultural influence.
Right.
Pop is completely dominant. Rock is probably the most dominant ticket selling thing in the Western world, and yet there's almost no representation of rock in culture.
Right.
So why do we have that schism? I think they purposely dialed down the ability of rock stars to have a voice in the culture. Rock has been purposely dialed down in the culture.
So do we?
When would you say that began? Mid-2000s?
Late 90s.
I think there's something to that. There's probably something to this theory. We are way too powerful for them to ignore, whoever they are. Billy Corgan. What's up, Jack McHale? Hey, happy to have you here. See, I had to go in and fix the Facebook feed because it wasn't showing. It wasn't working. And even now, I click on it, and it shows me that 0 people are here from Facebook, even though Jack McHale is here, John Brenneman is here. You see, they're all here on Facebook. But as Restream shows me, it shows 0 people live watching on Facebook. I fucking hate that company so much. Oh, I can't stand them. Jack says, agree 100%. Fix the schools and erase the commies. Yes, please, 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 please.
Rock has.
So this Billy Corgan thing, not necessarily a news story, but it's interesting. When I find interesting components to stories, I'll drop some breadcrumbs, and then we'll see as the topic arises in the future. Like we'll add to that later. That's like a separate Lego base. Well, here's the particular Lego block for that base. All right, we'll set it here and we'll put it up on the shelf. And as we find more of those building blocks, we'll get back over to it. Yeah, see, I got both of you guys over here on Facebook. See, it has a little image on Facebook. And it's showing me 0 people watching on Facebook. I fucking hate them so much. Some people monetize their income on Facebook. They pay their bills doing it. And it's like, for what fucking reason can't I do what everybody else does? You fucking assholes. I mean, 15 years of this shit. I should have been able to the launch of this stuff should have happened so many years ago. And every step of the way, I feel like I'm crazy or that I don't put out a good product because it's not catching on. We're not getting the viewers. We're not getting the monetization. Then explain to me why nobody from Facebook is watching, despite the fact that 2 people are. It's fuck them. God damn it, you know? And it just makes you feel crazy. They try to make you feel crazy with it. They make you want to give up. They make you want to think you're just a whining, complaining loser. You can't do anything right. Nothing you do works. Well, nothing will work if you won't let it work. Man. I've documented my frustrations with Facebook, Instagram, Meta. Anyway, we're not here to listen to that. We're here to watch a story about a squirrel. This is a story about self-defense, at least, and it's kind of funny.
Adam Pearl walked into his Meridian home Tuesday and realized something didn't seem right.
I came in the front door, and, well, I saw snow prints out in the front driveway going to the back of the house. And so I thought something was awry because nobody usually goes through the yard.
Adam was immediately greeted by his pet squirrel, Joey, when he got
Would you have a pet squirrel? I mean, a pet squirrel sounds kind of fun.
home. But then he started noticing a few doors were open. After making his way to the back bedroom, his fear was confirmed once he started looking at his gun safe.
I started looking at it, and I saw the scratches that were around the locking area. And at that point, I knew somebody was definitely in here messing around.
Adam called Meridian Police, and when Officer Ashley Turner came out to take a look, Joey just had to say hello.
And during her investigations, Joey had run in the bedroom just screwing around like he always does between her legs and kind of startled her. And she says, "Whoa, what was that?" I said, "Don't worry about that. That's just Joey. Pet squirrel, you know."
Officer Turner asked Adam if Joey would bite.
I said, "Well, he usually doesn't bite, but you never know, because he is a squirrel."
By the way, for context, this is a Meridian, Idaho home. A burglar breaks in and goes right for the gun safe. He thought the house was empty, but he was wrong.
Officer Turner went on her way, only to return a few hours later with some of his stolen belongings and some unbelievable news.
She said while she was questioning the individual, he had scratches on his hand. So she asked him, "So did you get that from the squirrel?" And he says, "Yeah, damn thing kept attacking me. It wouldn't stop until I left."
Now Joey is being hailed a hero.
Nobody
Get you a self-defense squirrel is the moral of this story.
can believe it, because who can say they have a squirrel that guards their house? Which is crazy. You can't ask for much more than that. He's a pain in the butt, but he's great.
Adam says he thanked Joey by giving him his favorite treat. That of Adam Pearl walked into his Meridian home Tuesday.
Come on. Get you a self-defense squirrel. Who's the last Messiah? I don't know what this account is. It looks about... oh, fine. I follow so many people.
Adam Pearl walked...
Don't do it.
Okay, you want to see something crazy? Watch this. Armed carjacker steals a cop car.
Don't do it.
The criminals are getting more and more brazen. Marion says a pet squirrel is like having a pet rodent. No thanks.
Dude, don't do it. Watch out, watch out. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Go. Get out of the car.
I'm surprised they don't shoot right there. Like, what are you doing?
Freeze, stop.
Aiming right at a school bus here. Stay locked and loaded. Be careful, people. Bristol, Connecticut. We had a question. It's crazy that the whole thing's caught on dash cam because obviously it's a cop car. So, I mean, like, you got front row seat to their stupidity. It's like a game of GTA, Grand Theft Auto. We asked the question, though, why not have the engine connected to the keys that the officers have in their pocket? If someone else takes it, the engine stops and the doors lock the perp inside. Am I the only one that's thought this? Lake Leon here, our TNAM meme team, says, thanks, I just got my meme for the week. All right. Get you a self-defense squirrel. All right, but if you make me Amish, you got to make me better looking than that guy. That guy's a little... He was doing Amish interpretations of me last week. I got to be a little bit more dapper. All right, Bristol, Connecticut chase continues.
Northbound, higher speed.
Yeah, all these innocent people being put in danger.
Behind us, behind us.
And just think how crazy it would be if you stole a cop car to hear all of the reports about you being in the stolen cop car. It'd be like Inception. Oh my God. Oh God. How did he avoid these?
You're over me.
Oh, this is so bad. The sirens. Oh God.
17 years to the truck.
Oh God. Oh my God, how the person keep missing me.
Down there?
Oh, there's a good question. Which Democrat senator will be releasing him from jail and demanding, visiting him in jail and demanding release?
52.
Oh my God, there was a jogger. Oh my God, I hate this guy so much. This is like a really intense game of Paperboy. I hate watching this. David says, I think they have to leave cop cars running. Okay, they can leave them running, but it should be tied to the person. They should have a key fob on them, on their, like, in their pantaloons pocket. You know, I got a key fob right here. But if you can connect to push start wirelessly or something, why shouldn't it disconnect if you get more than 50 yards away? If you try to engage it, put it into drive and move. You can keep it running, but you can't take it anywhere unless you're within 2 feet to identify you're the one with the fingerprint access to the vehicle, if you will.
Approaching Route 6.
Man, this guy.
26, you did have his life out.
You're out on the roads. I know there's only some. Oh my God. So much to do.
He's approaching Route 6. He's way ahead of me right now. First one does not have any lights on.
Oh my God, what's he doing here? Oh my God. What is he? Oh my God. Oh my God, how does he do this?
Once or twice.
Oh my God.
Down Brook Street. Southbound down
This
Brook.
video is wilder than I thought.
need to put the garage for Christ. Southbound on Brook. If that's not someone down there, you activated the light.
Not ready to lose. No.
Once you guys go to an event or something like that, you can hear the radio.
Can hear the radio. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I said. He can hear the radio.
Is everything clear? Yeah. I need some caution tape down here as well.
Oh! Don't do it, dude!
Just be careful out there on the roads. I don't even know what else to say. Just, gosh.
Don't do it, dude!
Should they? So now to the people, I can't believe they shot that lady who hit the guy with the cop car because she was in charge of ICE that day, blocking them and hitting them with their car in Minneapolis. Did you see about 150 people put at risk right there? Maybe the biggest frustration, the biggest screw up is that they didn't shoot quicker. You sort of know if you're going to try to steal a cop car. That's going to be the outcome. That's going to be the result. Pop, pop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. But apparently they missed. Whew. All right. I told you I had some Hill Dog information for you. Here's Hillary melting down, throwing an unhinged, hysterical meltdown, according to Benny Johnson, after a photo was posted of her testifying on Epstein.
There are photos that are being released of the secretary as she is testifying from inside this room. Can you please advise me as to whether or not that's permissible and consistent with the rules, particularly given that we have asked for a public hearing? If there are photos that are being released of the secretary as she is testifying, can you please explain how that
I'm done with this. If you guys are doing that, I am done. You can hold me in contempt from now until the cows come home. This is just typical behavior.
I'm done.
Go off the record.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
So I would like to understand how that's permissible.
Before the hearing was.
It doesn't matter. We all are abiding by the same rules.
I will take that down.
What difference at this point does it make? That's what I'm typing in the comments.
Yeah,
So
well.
I would like to take a break at this moment.
Yeah,
I'd like to have
I'm
a
done
conversation.
for now.
Go off the record. Go off the record.
There are photos that are being released of the secretary as she is testifying from inside this
And
room.
remember,
Can
that's
you-
what she said about Benghazi. What difference at this point does it make? Well, you fucking killed those people in Benghazi, Hillary Clinton. We know exactly what you did to set them up and make sure that they were eliminated, killed, dragged through the streets, sodomized. You fucking monster. What difference at this point does it make? Yeah, that's my response there. Oh, they took a picture that I was sitting at a table doing a deposition. What difference at this point does it make, Hillary?
Can you please advise me as to whether or not that's permissible and consistent with the rules, particularly given that we have asked for a public hearing? If there are photos that are being released of the secretary as she is testifying, can you please explain how that
I'm
can
done
occur?
with this. If you guys are doing that, I am done. You can hold me in contempt from now until the cows come home. This is just typical behavior.
You will go off the record.
Oh, for heaven's
So I would
sake.
like to understand.
It's typical of all the times I've had to give these hearings. No, it's not typical. It's something that happened once.
And how that's permissible.
Before the hearing was.
It doesn't
Excuse
matter.
me.
We all are abiding by the same rules.
I will take that down.
Yeah,
So
well.
I would like to take a break at this moment.
Yeah,
I'd like to have
I'm
a
done
conversation.
for now.
Go off the record. Go off the record.
Uh-huh. Let's remind you here, of course. I'm just saying, what difference at this point does it make, Hillary? What difference does it make?
The fact is, we had 4 dead Americans. Was it because of a protest, or was it because of guys out for a walk one night who decided they'd go kill some Americans? What difference at this point does it make? The fact is, we had
What
4
difference
dead
at this
Americans.
point
Was it
does it
because of a
make, right?
protest, or was it because of guys out for a walk one night who decided they'd go kill some Americans? What difference at this point does it make?
Yeah. Hillary, what difference at this point does it make? What difference at this point does it make, Hill Dog? Yikes.
I have another photos that are.
All right. President Hegseth had some stuff to say. And yes, I did say that intentionally because somebody mistakenly called him President Hegseth a couple of times. I'll play that in a moment. But Pete Hegseth, we're calling him Pistol Pete because they try to do quick operations, rapid fast, like Pistol Pete Maravich. He's trying to shut down these assumptions that this operation with Iran is going to be some sort of protracted forever war.
To the media outlets and political left screaming endless wars, stop. This is not Iraq. This is not endless. I was there for both. Our generation knows better, and so does this president. He called the last 20 years of nation-building wars dumb, and he's right. This is the opposite. This operation is a clear, devastating, decisive mission. Destroy the missile threat, destroy the... To the media outlets...
There you go. Oh, there's a second part.
Navy, no nukes. Israel has clear missions as well, for which we are grateful. Capable partners, as we've said since the beginning, capable partners are good partners. Unlike so many of our traditional allies who wring their hands and clutch their pearls, hemming and hawing about the use of force. America, Navy, no nukes. Israel has clear missions as well, for which we are grateful.
This repeated, right?
Capable partners, as we've said since the beginning, capable partners are good partners. Unlike so many of our traditional allies who wring their hands and clutch their pearls, hemming and hawing about the use of force. America, Navy.
Okay, we got it. So
to the media,
they're definitely not aiming to do things the way that the media is trying to present this as. Of course, I mean, that's maybe what everybody says in the beginning. You're like, no, I'm not going to get addicted to drugs. I'm just going to take this pill once. Okay, that's what everybody says right before they get addicted to drugs. So, something to consider. That's interesting. Lake Leon. Good. That's some good wordplay there. Or good numerology play. It took number 47 to put an end to the 47-year war. Getting rid of Iran. Heck yeah. That's pretty good. I like that. Good stuff. Takes number 47, President Trump, to get rid of the 47-year war. All right. The Persian Jewess. I think I shared 2 things from them. They said they're nauseous reading this. Shame on the Washington Post. I might have covered this yesterday. Yes, I did, but I'll read it one more time. You can't hate legacy media enough. Yeah, that's deep state media, Democrat media. Washington Post delivers a romantic eulogy for the monster who declared that teen girls should be raped before execution. The monster who executed peaceful protesters by hanging them in front of their families. This is sick. With his bushy white beard and easy smile, Ayatollah Khomeini cut a more avuncular figure in public than his perpetually scowling but much more revered mentor, and he was known to be fond of Persian poetry and classic Western novels, especially Victor Hugo's Les Mis. I feel like when you're reacting to something like that, you should use PBS Voice, or NPR Voice to be more specific. What's next? Ayatollah's top 10 favorite movies of the year. Vincent says, bushy white beard and easy smile. Who is he, Santa Claus? They really did write this. Noda says, with an amazing mustache. Oh, Lord Almighty, it's so good. It's so stupid. You know, my number one thing I like to tell you is if you hear something that feels like super stupid racist, now obviously if it's like against certain groups like that if it you get the feeling right away and you're like, ugh, like you can be icked out by something and you go, oh, I don't like that at all. I'm talking about like when it's like anti-white, anti-straight, anti-white, anti-Christian, anti-male, you know, it could be racist, it could be male-phobic, heterophobic. There's so many of those things. And you go, ew, what a weird, I don't like this statement. What is this? Switch it. If they're if they're talking about a man, make it about a woman. If it's about a white guy, make it about a black guy. If it's about a straight guy, make it about a gay guy. And you go, all you got to do is just reverse engineer it like it was a Disney or a Netflix film. Oh, Snow White, the princess. Let's make a non-white person the lead. You go, huh? Over and over, Netflix will they'll do race swapping. And you go, what? Hold on, Disney, why'd you change Little Mermaid? Little Mermaid's already an established character. It's Ariel. She's a white girl with red hair. You don't just change who that is. It's not just some fat Latino dude named Hank. There's already a character named Ariel. She's red hair, a white girl. What are you doing? Yeah, you can hear something, and if it feels off, change the race, change the sex, change the proclivity. And if it feels weird, it was weird how they wrote it. And this one just does it perfectly. With his bushy white beard and easy smile. This Noda does it great. Today, Germany mourns their charismatic leader with an amazing mustache, who filled millions with great joy, and others full of lead. He also loved painting and dogs. Oh, this just... Bravo for typing this. We read it live on our TNAM Daily Show to point out the absurdity of WAPO doing this. Well done. So Legal Misfit shares this. Not sure what the context is. I will ask Grok while we watch this. They're saying this is a Kuwaiti civilian approaching a U.S. F-15 pilot who ejected after the aircraft was reportedly shot down. Some are commenting on what they see as a double standard, saying the female pilot was thanked while a male pilot was beaten. They're questioning why the treatment appeared different. So let's watch this, and I'll try to get some additional insight into this. But warfare in 2026 is going to be very different from the Gulf War in, God, when was that? 93, 91, 92? When was that?
Go! Done! Back up! Okay. Muhammad Emka, yep. Muhammad! Go!
And this person's on their knees now. Why would you be on your knees, and why weren't you given a pistol? Something you can defend yourself with. But someone says American, and that changes things. That guy instantly turns around. And he says American again. Now a person gets up. I don't like that person getting that close. You should have done something to get them away from you, I think. Imagine falling behind enemy lines. Man, they're not. Grok is not working with me. Oh, it's unavailable. Video of pilot who ejected being confronted on video. Grok can't give me any additional information here because I watch a video and I don't know the context. Is this even from this incident? Is it from this year? Likely a female crew member from one of the jets safely ejected after. Don't make any jokes about lady pilots not being able to park her jet. Come on. I expected better from you. Oh, wait, that was me that thought that. I can't believe you made a joke about the ladies hockey team. The aircraft that was accidentally shot down by Kuwaiti air defenses in a friendly fire incident March 2 of 26. In the footage widely shared on X, Instagram, and news sites like Fox News, CNN, locals in Kuwait approached the downed pilot shortly after she lands via parachute. Initially, some appear tense or confrontational. One man is seen with a metal pipe or bar, and the pilot shouts, "Back up, stop," while raising her hands. They seem to mistake her for an Iranian pilot or threat amid the ongoing U.S.-Israel-Iran conflict. Once the pilot identifies herself as American, "I'm American." The mood shifts dramatically. The locals back off. Some express relief or gratitude. "Thank you for helping us." And they help secure her until authorities arrive. All pilots from the 3 downed F-15s ejected safely with no serious injuries reported. Well, thank God for that. This is part of the chaos from Operation Epic Fury, U.S. strikes on Iran, where Kuwaiti defenses mistook the U.S. jets for hostile aircraft. Multiple videos exist. Some show the tense confrontation, others the more positive resolution, and locals aiding the pilot. It's a dramatic but non-violent clip, and thankfully, because we just talk about what's happening, and sometimes it's brutal. It's a dramatic but non-violent clip highlighting confusion in the fog of war. Yeah, people, please be aware, constantly refreshing. You're going to be like Stan's mom on South Park in the 9/11 episode, just constantly watching 24/7 CNN coverage about 9/11. It's like, you got to be careful. Don't get too enraged. Don't get too angry. Don't get too happy. We don't really know what we're looking at in the moment. So once again, we're weaving some of these. They call it a weave. They said, "Sir, you're kind of rambling about this and that." I said, they call it a weave. I'll bring it back. They'll call it what do they call a resolution if it were a screenplay, or you could call it a callback in comedy. Joe Rogan, you know what a callback is. You talk about a joke early, maybe Kardashian is a gargoyle. You said, and then you do a callback 30 minutes later. That's a weave. I do the wide. They call it a wide weave. But I do that. I will have wide weaves and bring some of these themes back together. And I think you enjoy it. It is an art form. It really is. Oh, way to go, old chap. You're quite good at doing that weave. Anyway. Don't constantly refresh looking for these things, and don't beat yourself up or go too crazy over any particular video. But really guard your soul, because you might find some atrocious video content that you did not sign up for. So be wary popping onto the internet first thing in the morning and scrolling, because it could set your whole day into like a weird whirlwind. So don't do that. Anyway, fog of war is the point that Grok was telling us. It's not a hostile attack on the pilot, and you should know that about this incident. It appears to be genuine. So I did a little bit of a deep dive there for you. This could have been from Germany. This could have been from France last spring. We don't know what we're watching. It could be AI. Yes, Kenneth. Kenneth is in the hizzy. I'd say pinkies up, but that's for our trolls. Kenneth is obviously not a troll. We'll say cheers up, bottoms up. We'll do a cheers. Kenneth is in the hizzy. Welcome back. I know you're usually a little bit tardy on Mondays and Tuesdays. I said, Kenneth, we know you're often a little bit tardy on Mondays and Tuesdays. That's called an alley-oop. I just tossed you a pass. Just grab it, slam dunk, type something about being tardy. You could relate it back to Biden or Kamala Harris, the Democrat Party. Just got to grab that pass. It's a perfect pass. Slam dunk, please. Leave it to Weaver. Yeah, my favorite show. My favorite show. There's a lot of good show. I prefer The Apprentice. But leave it to Weaver. A lot of people say, sir, have you seen the weave? They call him the beeve. Sometimes they say just grab him by the beaver. I mean the weaver. Shit. That's so super funny in my head. Actually, it's not in my head. I said it out loud. I didn't know I was going to say grab him by the beaver. All right. Well, that's a palate cleanser. We needed that because we're about to get into this. And this is about the most vile, atrocious thing that's ever been reported on in the history of humanity. Hillary Clinton. This is from Toria Brooke. I think you missed the slam dunk, and then I grabbed it and I dunked it. All right. Well, let's give you some context here. Kevin here in the comments, he says she's scrambling. Hillary is. Her deep state owners throw her under the bus for the first time ever after promising her she would be president in 2015. She never imagined in a million years she'd be put in this position, and it's not going to get any better for her. God is fully in control. Oh, please. Real Toria Brooke reminds us, if you choose to research this topic, please proceed with caution. And by caution, I mean do not research this at all, because I did, and it will change you. Ooh. Hillary Clinton is asked if she's aware of a file titled Life Insurance on the Anthony Weiner laptop. Look at this look on her face, wearing her Chairman Mao shirt.
Are you aware of any files that were on Anthony Weiner's laptop in a folder that was titled Insurance? Life
Oh, she's laughing. Very uncomfortable laugh.
Insurance with a zip file titled Frazzled.
This is way outside the scope. Ruling. This is way
within the
outside the
scope. Is this within the scope, Mr. Chairman?
If the chairman rules that it's not within the scope,
Mr. Chairman, based on what you said in the public hearing, is this within the scope?
We can go off the record for a moment.
Mr. Chairman, is this within the scope?
We'll go off
the record and can talk.
Are you aware of any files that were on Anthony Weiner's laptop in a folder that was titled Insurance, Life Insurance, with a zip file titled Frazzled?
This is way outside the Chairman's ruling. This is way within the outside scope?
Is
this with
Double lawyers barking immediately at that, and look at her head in hands.
within the scope, Mr. Chairman?
If the chairman rules that it's not within the scope, I
Mr.
have
Chairman,
other
based
questions.
on what you said in the public hearing, is this within the scope?
We can go off the record for a moment.
Mr. Chairman, is this within the scope?
We'll go off
the record and can talk.
Off the record. Ooh, we need a facial micro expression expert to analyze this one. Let's go. She can't believe the peasants have the nerve to talk to her like that. She got really uncomfortable.
Are you?
Because that would be the information that could allegedly be the frazzled rat. She looks like a frazzled rat. How about that? We'll call her that. A frazzled rat, Kenneth. Yeah, she's not used to this. But that's how this world works. How much blackmail can you get on the other person? That's how you get them to do what they want, what you want, or to not do what you don't want. Here's liberals reacting. As another country celebrates the fall of a dictator, here's how liberals react. Oh, no. Yeah, who remembers No Kings? Well, Liberals wanting to conserve a dictatorship is peak irony. The radical left hates the U.S. just like radical Islam does. They scream no kings and then cry when actual oppressive dictators are removed. Watching liberals cry warms my heart. They chanted no kings and now they're upset that they're getting it. Leftists are the little puppets for the corporations. Hannah says, we, the Iranians, are so happy and thankful for President Trump's support, and these libs being big mad doesn't even make sense. Of course. As an Iranian, this is the best day. How dare you? How dare you, sis?
I don't give a fuck.
Oh, here's some more Tim Dillon.
I don't give a fuck about Iran either.
Raise your hand. Do you give a fuck about Iran? Okay. Okay. Let me just say this. Agree. Here's a good chance for agree to disagree question. Type in the comments. Agree. QOTD. Agree. QOTD. Disagree. I don't give a fuck about Iran either. What say you? I, for one, am thrilled that this monster is finally being taken out after killing 1,000 Americans in the past 47 years and being the state sponsor of so many more terrorist attacks that we don't even know about. And it's been destabilizing the region for half a fucking century. Now, as a pseudo-libertarian at heart, who has to wander into the neocon territory of interventionism, I'm being pulled in two different directions at once. I'm sure a lot of MAGA supporters are. A lot of libertarians are. He said no new wars. Then he's going to get Maduro. He's going to getting the guy in Mexico. He's going to getting this Iranian demon. But I'm willing to accept and ponder the new reality that we are now resetting the global chessboard in a way that benefits America, Americans, in taking out the deep state puppets that have been causing so much havoc everywhere for so long. This is the only commander-in-chief that I've ever trusted a little bit to reconfigure the globe. Guess who's coming next to the party? Guess who's going to show up next? It's Cuba. You mean Cuba? Are you talking about Cuba? You're telling me you don't want to open that up and get rid of that douchebag down there and turn that into an awesome place? I don't want the Bay of Pigs sitting there with nuclear missile submarines off the coast of Cuba aimed at Florida. No, thank you. But the deep states wanted that for a long time, and they've had it for a long time. So am I okay with some operations that are recalibrating the chessboard? I mean, I can be convinced. I can be talked into it. They've had 100 years to take us down the wrong path since 1913. The ADL, the income tax, the Federal Reserve banking cartel, stealing all of our treasure. The purchase power of our dollar can't afford. It won't allow us the ability to work for a good enough wage where you can keep a mom home or even a dad, but one person goes to work and you can buy a house and have a car and groceries, and you can raise your children, stay at home and teach them proper values, proper skills. Now they got mom and dad both out if they're not divorced and separated, if you even get to know them at the same time. Working, can't make ends meet. Everything's a mess. There's a lot of stuff I want to recalibrate. Our banking system, our currency, and the global puppets who are constantly causing problems for everybody everywhere. Iran was the neighbor that nobody wanted on the block. I can't believe they took him out. Yeah, everybody's been talking about it for decades. How do we get rid of this son of a bitch? He's ruining the life. Have you ever had... Sorry, I asked you a question if you agree or disagree with Tim Dillon, and I didn't let him fully speak. I'm off on another tangent, but I was just trying to provide some context. I don't give a fuck. Let me just go back to Tim Dillon. He doesn't give a fuck about Iran. Do you agree or disagree with him on this? Let him cook for 64 seconds and tell me.
I don't give a fuck about Iran either. Sorry. Throw him out if you don't like him. It has nothing to do with me. And the fact that the idea that I have to give a flying fuck, you should be standing with Iran. Shut the fuck up. Will you shut the fuck up? If they want to throw the bums who run Iran out, throw them the fuck out. But the idea that the United States of America, when people can't afford houses and they can't afford health care, spends all its fucking time talking about the Middle East and fucking Arabs and Jews and religion and the fucking temple and slaughtering a heifer and Iran and Sunnis and Shiites. Get what the fuck is going on? Truly. What the fuck is going on? That we're told, well, is Iran Sunni or Shia? What is happening? Okay? Our own country is being destroyed and it's going down the toilet. I don't give a fuck.
Now with the full rant, I once again ask everybody, if you haven't chimed in, do you agree or disagree with Tim Dillon? I like this comment. Lake Leon says, ending war, not starting wars. Venezuela's been attacking. They've been sending a lot of problems to the United States. And by the way, look into their software rigging systems. Let's see if that comes out soon. Tulsi Gabbard's been very quiet, very quiet. Is she about to drop the hammer on the Clintons and the Obamas and the Bidens and the Harrises and the Mayorkas? The grand conspiracy. This is treason. This is a coup. Please. You tell me these narco cartels in Mexico haven't been causing immense misery to Americans with their fentanyl, with all their violent drug cartel activity? Of course they have been. Yeah, but that's intervention. You have it's make America great again. It's not make Mexico great again. It's not make Venezuela great again. How are we even intervening for? We should, it's called blowback. Ron Paul talked about blowback. If you get involved in another country, they're going to come back and get you twice as bad. There's going to be blowback. Don't you know? I mean, yeah, I do. Because I've said that a lot. That can be true. And also, is the globe better off without these sons of bitches? Yes. Great comment down here. Of course, Kenneth says, Cuba? You talking about Cuba? The Simpsons line, you talking about Cuba? But then David goes, oh, I'm sorry. Did you just drop a 17th letter of the alphabet? Cuba? Ding, ding, ding. A little right on the nose. Yeah, in Mexico, we're playing whack-a-mole. We're playing a game of narco, polo, whoosh, whoosh, narco, whoosh, polo. Narco Polo. There's a great name. That'd be a great name for a band. I'm going to jot that one down, along with Cornucopia Kaleidoscope and Hullabaloo Rigmarole. Yes, I do write these things down. And if you're a regular at this bar, you've heard me say these things before. Narco Polo. Holy shit, is that funny? So do you agree or disagree with Tim Dillon that you do not care about Iran? Kenneth replies, I don't give a Shiite. Yes. Yes. A swing and a drive to deep left. Away back. Gone. Kenneth hits it out of the park. I don't give a Shiite. Oh, that. Context matters. Wordplay is great, but context that was top notch. That's top shelf. Right?
I don't give a fuck about Iran either.
I think here's Ron Paul with the blowback. I've agreed with Ron Paul. He's been very accurate on this stuff. I can see that there are two competing worldviews that can have components of accuracy in both of them. Is that fair to say? Can I see some of the positive aspects of staying the fuck out of everybody else's business while also realizing that the deep state has put these puppets in place to get involved in all of our business all the time? And that maybe recalibrating this game of risk is going to be of everybody's best interest? Maybe they can both be sort of true. It just makes you wonder. You see how Venezuela happened in 2 hours. a couple of injuries and it's done, and you've extracted that illegitimate leader. Or you've taken out the whole power structure in Iran in 4 days. And I guess they were just meeting to have another. Oh, let's put somebody else in charge. Boom, took care of all them too. Yeah, you're going to quickly run out of people that want to be in charge of that smoldering pile of rubble over there. Did you need to go into Afghanistan and Iraq for 15 years, or was that just a massive money laundering operation to extract trillions of dollars from our coffers, send us into bankruptcy, Cloward and Piven style, so that our unfunded liabilities and debts will collapse this nation so you can turn it into a communist Marxist hellscape, right? Ron Paul told us, don't get involved in this stuff, and so did our founding fathers. There's a lot of wisdom there. Listen to Ron Paul.
I think the party has lost its way because the conservative wing of the Republican Party always advocated a non-interventionist foreign policy. Senator Robert Taft didn't even want to be in NATO. George Bush won the election in year 2000 campaigning on a humble foreign policy, no nation building, no policing of the world. Republicans were elected to end the Korean War. The Republicans were elected to end the Vietnam War. There's a strong tradition of being anti-war in the Republican Party. It is the constitutional position. It is the advice of the founders to follow a non-interventionist foreign policy. Stay out of entangling alliances. Be friends with countries. Negotiate and talk with them and trade with them. Just think of the tremendous improvement relationships with Vietnam. We lost 60,000 men. We came home in defeat. Now we go over there and invest in Vietnam. So there's a lot of merit to the advice of the founders and following the Constitution. And my argument is that we shouldn't go to war so carelessly. When we do, the wars don't end. I think
there's plenty of wisdom in that. I can be happy that this demon in Iran is gone. And I can also look at this and say, Ron Paul, like he's spitting facts. He always has. You know? Kenneth says, yeah, free up Cuba. Free up Cuba because my 57 Pontiac needs parts. Yeah. Actually, that conversation yesterday about replacing a large appliance, an ancient large appliance, do they even make the parts for it anymore? Versus spending a lot of money to replace it. And it's like, well, I don't know. Oh, a liberated Cuba would be awesome. I've never been. I would love to go. I love the region. It's one of the most gorgeous places on earth. Did President Trump post this? Let me see if Grok can answer. I gotta mute the song, I think. But it's the Stealth Bombers. Did President Trump really post this? You just can't even tell what's real. I mean, war in the meme age is just, it's unbelievable. Pretty hot. Time to turn Iran into a parking lot. Let's see, did Trump post this? Let's ask if it can tell us on the Instagram post. It's a real caption, funniest president in history. Pro-Trump fan content. But it doesn't feature any. Okay, you're asking me different. I think Grok is really messed up today. Did President Trump post this? Jamie, look this up. Did President Trump post the bomb Iran thing? No. Didn't post it. Fan content. Although Grok is acting super weird. Hold on. Grok says President Trump did not post this. Yeah, it's okay to do something funny, but like, let's not lie about it, because there's diplomacy, and we know Trump is like a comedian. But if it's just not accurate, let's just be correct about things. Oh my gosh, I should save this for our moment of Zen, but I'll get to it now. Iranian state TV host. Did this really happen? Oh no, this is old. Hold on. Well, here, Iranian state TV host, quote, "No bomb can reach us because Allah protects us." And then seconds later,
صدای متجاوز به خاک وطن، صدای متجاوز به صدای حق و حقیقت است. آنچه که ملاحظه کردید، صدایی که شنیدید، فضای غبارآلود استادیوم.
To listen to her talk, it sounds like she's putting a gypsy curse on us.
که شنیدید صدای متجاوز به خاک وطن، صدای متجاوز به صدای حق و حقیقت است. آنچه که ملاحظه کردید، صدایی که شنیدید، فضای غبارآلود استادیوم.
All right, so what is Grok saying? Viral clip, Iranian state TV broadcast during the recent U.S.-Israeli strikes, where a female news anchor, reportedly Sahar Emami, speaking live, confidently saying something along the lines of, "No bomb can reach us because Allah protects us." In Farsi. Seconds later, loud explosions heard in the background or very close. Smoke debris appears in the studio. Broadcast cuts or panics. People shout Allahu Akbar amid chaos. The presenter flees or the feed disrupts. It's a real event. The clip is authentic footage from a live IRIB broadcast during the strikes on Tehran facilities as part of Operation Epic Fury, Lion's Roar. Israel-U.S. targeted state media and regime sites, causing the explosion in the studio. No bomb can reach us because Allah protects us right before the blast. The timing creates ironic and a dark humor effect. Exact Farsi phrasing varies in reports, but the Allah protects us claim and immediate boom are widely confirmed. Not staged or fake. Multiple outlets, Instagram Reels, X, New York Post, Al Jazeera shared similar footage. It's from the actual attack chaos, not a protest or unrelated video. Dramatic irony, defiant claim, meme mockery of the regime propaganda. The best clip ever, many say. I think this is real. Like Leon says, I thought I saw that clip a few years ago, or one just like it. I thought I saw something just like that too. Once again, look up, don't use Anthropic Claude, because they have been blackballed by the Trump administration, Pete Hegseth, the Department of War, because they're trying to mess with America's ability to conduct our operations. But if you have artificial intelligence, if you have a way to search this and figure out if you can confirm that this is true, or especially if you can debunk it, send us a message about it. On X, we're at American_media_. By the way, here's a reminder. Hit the thumbs up button if you're just getting here. Hit the like button, the thumbs up button. Click the share show button. Share it out on X. Share it as many places as you can. Let's watch it a couple more times in a row. Give me a moment, please.
که شنیدید صدای متجاوز به خاک وطن، صدای متجاوز به صدای حق و حقیقت است. آنچه که ملاحظه کردید، صدایی که شنیدید، فضای غبارآلود استادیوم. که شنیدید صدای متجاوز به خاک وطن، صدای متجاوز به صدای حق و حقیقت است. آنچه که ملاحظه کردید، صدایی که شنیدید، فضای غبارآلوده استدیو که شنیدید، صدای متجاوز به خاک وطن، صدای متجاوز به صدای حق و حقیقت است. آنچه که ملاحظه کردید، صدایی که شنیدید، فضای غبارآلوده استدیو که شنیدید، صدای متجاوز به خاک وطن، صدای متجاوز به صدای حق و حقیقت است. آنچه که ملاحظه کردید، صدایی که شنیدید، فضای غبارآلوده استدیو که شنیدید، صدای متجاوز به خاک وطن، صدای متجاوز به صدای حق و حقیقت است. آنچه که ملاحظه کردید، صدایی که شنیدید، فضای غبارآلوده استدیو که شنیدید، صدای متجاوز به خاک وطن، صدای متجاوز به صدای حق و حقیقت است. آنچه که ملاحظه کردید، صدایی که شنیدید، فضای غبارآلوده استدیو که شنیدید، صدای متجاوز به خاک وطن، صدای متجاوز به صدای حق و حقیقت است. آنچه که ملاحظه کردید، صدایی که شنیدید، فضای غبارآلوده استدیو که شنیدید، صدای متجاوز به خاک وطن، صدای متجاوز به صدای حق و حقیقت است. آنچه که ملاحظه کردید، صدایی که شنیدید، فضای غبارآلوده استدیو که شنیدید، صدای متجاوز به خاک وطن، صدای متجاوز به صدای حق و حقیقت است. آنچه که ملاحظه کردید، صدایی که شنیدید، فضای غبارآلوده استدیو که شنیدید، صدای متجاوز به خاک وطن، صدای متجاوز به صدای حق و حقیقت است. آنچه که ملاحظه کردید، صدایی که شنیدید، فضای غبارآلوده استدیو که شنیدید، صدای متجاوز به خاک وطن، صدای متجاوز به صدای حق و حقیقت است. آنچه که ملاحظه کردید، صدایی که شنیدید، فضای غبارآلوده استادیوم که شنیدید، صدای متجاوز به خاک وطن، صدای متجاوز به صدای حق و حقیقت است. آنچه که ملاحظه کردید، صدایی که شنیدید، فضای غبارآلوده استادیوم
All right. Now look, occasionally, there we go. Occasionally, something like that comes up where I got to address something. So something was addressed. So, but I hope you enjoyed it. That was super ironic. What is this? You found it on X? I can't click the link from my studio, but yeah, TMZ is showing that is accurate. You found the same video. Oh wait, the same video is June 16, 2025. Oh. See, look, Grok can hallucinate. Just because I put something on Grok doesn't mean it's accurate. Did you tag me on X? I don't see a tag on X. All right, so this might be from 2025. I don't know. Yeah, someone says this is old. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not.
The podcaster talking shit.
I'll look into that. Okay. You said you put it on X for you. Can you tag me on it or send it through a direct message or something? Or did you send a message? I'm clicking notifications. I don't see that I was tagged on it, so I don't see it. But I'll take your word for it. There's from 2025. Okay, John Kirikow clips. This is an ex-CIA agent responding to podcasters talking shit about him regarding the Iran conflict. By the way, I've had this conversation before. You can no more be an ex-CIA agent than you can be an ex-Marine. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Once a CIA, always a CIA agent. Okay? Anyway, take that for what you will. John Kirikow responding.
Podcaster talking shit.
Where's the volume? Hold on. Wait. I can't hear any of this. All right, we'll try this again. Here we go.
And maybe I should respond. So I looked at it, and he was really talking a lot of shit about me. But it was about what I said a week and a half ago, that a friend of mine at the White House said that a decision had been made to attack Iran, that it would come this past Monday or Tuesday. Obviously, it was delayed a few days, but that the decision had been made. And then he was like,
how the fuck does this guy know?
He's been out of the CIA for 20 years. What are we supposed to believe, that people who have access to the information just call him and offer it up?
Yeah, they do. Because they're opposed to war.
So yeah, there's a major, serious split in the American government over this. One of the things that surprised me when I woke up this morning, Ted, was to see how many U.S. senators
of both parties
are condemning this action. Donald Trump didn't go to Congress and ask to invoke the what do you call it, act, oh my God, I'm blanking so mad right now. To send forces to the Middle East. Oh, the War Powers Act. War Powers Act, thank you. To send
yeah, the War Powers Act of 1973 gives him authorization to do this. We know this.
To the Middle East, and there certainly has been no congressional declaration of war.
So this is a war crime. It's illegal. It's an illegal attack.
The podcaster talking shit about me. And maybe I should respond. So I looked at it.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well,
the podcaster,
he says it's something that shouldn't have been done. Listen to the birds, not the news. By the way, birds aren't real, so be careful with that. You're giving your flow state away to your phone. Oh, that's good. I think I'm going to take a picture of this and send this. You're giving your flow state away to your phone. Too much energy to our phone. I just sent that to someone that might want to see it. All right, good. Am I paused on here? Looks like I'm paused. Let me refresh this feed. There we go. Refresh. Okay. Ignorance of certain subjects is a great part of wisdom. Hugo de Groot. This is what I was mainly sharing this for. Look at that, would you? You got the puppet masters up at the top controlling the television, and they're controlling all the people. Does that make me this person? I never try to. I try to confirm and debunk things, and sometimes I just go, I don't know. I don't think it. Maybe. I don't know. Beware of people that are going to really try to convince you they have these very specific answers. They know everything about everything. You sent it to a chat on X. Let me check here. Yeah, it's saying June 16 of 25. Oh, okay. So then I guess that was not recently. Okay. Thank you for that. Man, all the pop-up ads on this TMZ site, which stands for 30 Mile Zone. I didn't know that until we learned about it. Thank you. Now we know that video was from 2025. Actually, maybe I should go back and type that. We are drowning in information, but starved for knowledge. We're drowning in information, but starved for knowledge. Yeah. That feels pretty accurate. Turn off the news, go outside, breathe. You were never meant to carry the burden of the entire world. Yes, as soon as our show is done, you need to go outside and breathe. We were never meant to carry the burden of the entire world. But only when our show is done. It is now safe to turn off your computer. Is it though? Is it though? Is it really? Yes, it is now safe to turn off your computer. Put down your phone and do anything else. As soon as this show is done. When all that input starts to feel overwhelming, it has to go somewhere. It can't just stay bottled up inside. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. I'm going to follow this account. What is this? Self-maximized. Okay. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. The news just blah, vomiting all over you. Yep. And that is the extent of what I wanted to share with you on our Instagram page. Let's jump over here to our X feed. Kenneth says, post-show, I go out and light up. Yeah, and go for a walk and listen to the birds. Birds aren't real. Marion resonated with Marion, starved for truth. All right, let's keep it going. Of course, at the top of our feed here, this is our link to Patreon. Please consider signing up to become a monthly subscriber on Patreon. Everybody, please go to Patreon, type in the New American Media, get the free account of Patreon. And then, of course, if you're of means and you find our service valuable and entertaining, enlightening, fun, community building, and such as Foxy Boxing and such, please consider signing up to be a monthly contributor on Patreon. You can become a monthly subscriber on YouTube and Rumble, I think for as little as $5 a month. Patreon is $10. Patreon takes fewer fees. You can do Rumble, rants, and super chats. Drop some tips in the tip jar. I'm your bartender. If you like the time you're spending here, toss us some tips. We appreciate it. It goes right into our $300 monthly energy bill. You know how long it takes to make $300 on Rumble and YouTube? Well, it takes a minute. Not that the entire energy bill is just for this studio, but, you know, it all helps. It's all super crucial, as well as the other 3 places at the bottom of the screen if you want to toss a tip at us. Venmo and Cash App. It's my name, BrianEngelman, ENGELMAN. You can drop a tip in there, as well as on PayPal. It's fuzzinstallment@yahoo.com, the email address you would enter to send us something. So thank you, everybody. But yes, at the top of our X feed here is our Patreon link. Please consider signing up. Yep, 13 hours delayed support, 4 dead Americans, including Ambassador Chris Stevens. And she said it. What, at this point, what difference does it make? Remember they lied about a YouTube video saying, well, somebody made a YouTube video that was critical of Islam. So, like, they get what they deserve. You can never criticize Islam. Like, excusing the violence. That was their take. And then, whether it was caused by a YouTube video, which it never was. YouTube video nobody watched, you assholes. Or they were out for a walk and they just decided to go kill some people. What difference at this point does it make? Oh, it makes a big difference because it was none of those 2 things. So what was it really? A targeted hit?
The fact is, we had 4 dead Americans. Was it because of a protest, or was it because of guys out for a walk one night who decided they'd go kill some Americans? What difference at this point does it make? The fact is...
No, it makes a big difference. Thank you very much. Okay, what is this? In response to the Austin mass shooting, Jasmine Crockett desperately tries to thread the needle with her woke base and winning statewide in Texas. Western Lensman puts this, that's beyond parody. Take a listen to her. She's always good for a goofy soundbite.
Number 2, we actually need to do something about guns. Don't sit there and say that it's the immigrants. Maybe it's your lax laws when it comes to guns.
I love this dope on the left with her super head nodding.
Now listen, don't take this as anti-gun, y'all, because y'all all know that I'm a gun-toting Texan.
Oh my God, that's exactly what you just did. Oh, she is the worst.
Number 2, we actually need to do something about guns. Don't sit there and say that it's the immigrants. Maybe it's your lax laws when it comes to guns. Now listen, don't take this as anti-gun, y'all, because y'all all know that I'm a gun-toting Texan. But I went and I got my license. So just like y'all want to come up with
a license? You don't need a license.
All of these encumbrances for people to actually get to the ballot box, which the last time I checked, a ballot is not going to kill you. But
a ballot will absolutely destroy a nation.
For whatever reason, it is easier to access a gun in the state of Texas than it is to access the ballot box.
Oh, you are a mental midget.
And you have to ask your question, why? Number 2.
Oh, boy. Hey, John boy. Hey, John, did you vote for her? She's a gum-chewing Texan as well. Yeah, she can walk and chew gum at the same time. Oh, please. I doubt she knows which end to hold. Oh my God. Matt Van Swell reports. Check out this video and then I'll tell you what the latest is here. This is a cop getting hit by this vehicle. Up on the vehicle, rolling, barely not getting run over and killed while holding his revolver, his pistol. Matt Van Swell says it's been revealed that the person in the video footage from Charlotte, North Carolina, attempting to run over a police officer with his gun drawn is Ta-Nehisi Austin, let out of jail on $3,000 bond for assault with a deadly weapon, and she's walking free today. No, you don't let people out like that. Are you kidding me? Pedro Domino's says no income tax in history has ever stopped at just high earners. Politicians' playbook for taxes. It'll just be for the rich. Then the masses vote for it. And then it creates a precedent And then it expands to the masses. Except this tax is even more corrupt because it allows the state to seize assets, not just income. Remember, in 1913, only the 1% paid income tax. Now everyone does. This would be the doom of American innovation and world dominance. Insane. Elon says, yep, that's true. Hey, you want to hear something totally unhinged? Yep, Joy Reid. Oh my God. Define L's.
The success.
Check this one out. And here we go.
Motivates them. So they can't have the successor to MAGA be the guy with the brown Hindu wife. They're also Christian nationalists. That ain't gonna work. That's why he's throwing his wife under the bus. Poor Usha. Or she's in on it, right?
And
she's
playing slap and tickle with Erica Kirk's the weirdest shit I've ever seen. Yeah, she's like in her Tammy Faye era.
Okay. Holding on the back of his head and rubbing on his head.
Some weird shit.
Baby. Don't do that to Jason. I'm gonna start thinking something's going on. Why?
Look at these Muppets. Look at these Muppets. These two are the worst. They thought, oh, well, all we need to do to win elections is we need a better podcast. So they put the two least what phrase am I looking for? Look at these Muppets. And her. Yeah, these are like the three of the most unlikable people in media today.
Why are you holding the back of his head? I'm like, you not doing that right thing. You're supposed to be a widow. You in leather pants.
You can't wear leather pants if your husband passed. You can't wear leather pants if your husband passed. You can't wear leather pants.
Be a widow. You in leather pants.
Leather pants.
Right thing. You're supposed to be a widow. You in leather pants.
You in leather pants.
Widow. You in leather pants.
Yeah,
that's not widow wear.
Could you?
That's not widow wear. Aren't you aware that's not widow wear? You in leather pants. Aren't you aware that ain't widow wear?
You in leather pants.
Leather pants.
Not doing that right thing. You're supposed to be a widow. You in leather pants.
Leather pants.
That's not widow wear.
Could you imagine if?
Wouldn't it be the most perfect fairy tale, MAGA fairy tale?
Yeah.
If he.
Yeah. Okay, Muppets.
Finally sees the light that he needs a white queen instead of this brown Hindu. I mean, I'm not saying that's happening.
Right.
Or maybe that Usha's not even in on it. Maybe she's whatever. But that's one entrant. Another entrant is frankly Donald Trump Jr. If he can, keep it together, motivates them so they can't.
Yeah, let's enjoy her close up. I'm a Muppet. Oh boy. I have a leather past. Leather pants. I know she's supposed to only wear black for the rest of her life. I don't get it. You's a woman. You supposed to have hair on your head. You's a woman. Leather pants.
Why are you holding the back of his head? I'm like, you not doing that right thing.
You not doing that right. You can't be wearing leather pants.
You're supposed to be a widow. You in leather pants.
Leather pants. Oh, I want to clip this.
I'm like, you not doing that right thing. You're supposed to be a widow. You in leather pants.
Leather pants.
You in leather pants.
Leather pants. Her voice dipped so low. Leather pants.
A widow. You in leather pants.
Leather pants.
Widow. You in leather pants.
Yeah,
that's not widow wear.
That's not widow wear. Oh my God. Thank you for that moment. Today has just been, I needed that leather pants. Leather pants. Muppets, 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 Muppets. Oh, let's see if I can. I got it. 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 You in leather pants? Leather pants?
I'm a leftist podcaster. Say that thing again.
Leather pants? You can't wear leather pants.
Look, we're doing a good job, Daddy Soros. we have a left-wing podcast. We're laughing at when she says
leather pants. Oh my God, leather pants. Oh, these two Muppets. Oh my good God. Leather pants. Okay. All right. Okay, I think I can. All right, I'm good again.
Thinking something's going on. Why are you holding the back of his head?
Don't be going ahead with the back of his head.
I'm like, you're not doing that right there.
No, you're not doing that right.
You're supposed to be a widow. You in leather pants?
Leather pants. All right, I'm moving on. I'm gonna move on. I gotta move on from leather pants. Ah. Okay. Let's check in on Senator Dave McCormick, who says we must pass the Save America Act to restore confidence in our elections and ensure only U.S. citizens vote. This is a priority. No fake filibusters. Those who oppose this 80-20 issue can come to the Senate floor, make their case, and then let's vote. Stephen Gottwald says, thank you, Senator McCormick. I have zero confidence in our elections anymore. That faith is gone. Please continue to amplify your support, raise the roof, as it were. This needs to happen. Nothing else matters because we will lose our republic again and may not ever get it back. Senator Dave McCormick. Ooh, that's good. That Marxism and globalism and Islamism are all part of the same unholy alliance. Dave McCormick, senator, says now would be a good time for the Democrats to drop their opposition to the DHS funding, Department of Homeland Security, and pass the bill to support our Homeland Security. Continuing to play political games with our national security is, given the unfolding situation in the Middle East, well, it's made it more dangerous. Chris Murphy says they went to war with Iran, which nobody in America was asking for, so they could conjure an excuse to allow ICE to keep murdering Americans. What the fuck? Who is this Chris Murphy? That's a senator? You dipshit. ICE murdering Americans. Oh, those two idiots that did it to themselves? What an asshole. Fuck Chris Murphy. Okay, they're conjuring an excuse to allow ICE to murder Americans. And tear gassing schools here. Oh, what an asshole, this Chris Murphy. Which nobody in America was asking for. Fuck Chris Murphy. Here. Screw you and your lies at Chris Murphy. You asshole. Oh, I like this. Let's go side by side. Democrats bringing together this coalition of Somali fraudsters, Tren de Aragua gangs, Chinese spies, Antifa militants, Hamas terrorists, narco-terrorists, and Russian agents, along with Palestinian protesters. Oh, what a great group they got going on there. Senate Republicans say Senator McCormick is right. We ought to do everything in our power to protect Americans. That obviously includes funding the Department of Homeland Security, which Senator Murphy is determined to keep unfunded even now because they're domestic terrorists. I'll add that. But yeah, this is Senator Dave McCormick. He's coming out. The persistence, Scott Pressler says, holy cow, breaking, it's working. He just made a statement, Senator Dave McCormick, in support of the talking filibuster, not a rules change. I'll publicly thank him. I don't think I did that, but I'll say at Senator, what's his thing? That's his handle. I wish it were easier to just tag the people. I got to go back to another page at Sen McCormick, MCC. Mitch McConnell, hell no. Thank you. And please whip McConnell and the other dopes who aren't supporting the Save America Act. Get them on the right side of history to defend America. But you got to say thank you to these people. Let them know that it's working. All right, so here's a big concern. This maybe could have been the top story. Instead, I wanted to laugh at Muppets. All right, here's Marco Rubio. Take a listen. Shared from Rapid Response 47 about what's going on in Iran.
The United States conducted this operation with a very clear goal in mind. I haven't had a chance to see a lot of reporting. I don't understand what the confusion is. Let me explain it to you, and I'll do it once again as clearly as possible. Perhaps you'll report it that way. The United States is conducting an operation to eliminate the threat of Iran's short-range ballistic missiles and the threat posed by their Navy, particularly to naval assets. That is what it is focused on doing right now, and it's doing quite successfully. I'll leave it to the Pentagon and the Department of War to discuss the tactics behind that and the progress that's being made. That is the clear objective of this mission. The second question that's been asked is, why now? Well, there's two reasons why now. The first is it was abundantly clear that if Iran came under attack by anyone, the United States or Israel or anyone, they were going to respond and respond against the United States. The orders had been delegated down to the field commanders. It was automatic, and in fact, it bared to be true because, in fact, within an hour of the initial attack on the leadership compound, the missile forces in the south and in the north, for that matter, had already been activated to launch. In fact, those had already been pre-positioned. The third is the assessment that was made that if we stood and waited for that attack to come first before we hit them, we would suffer much higher casualties. And so the president made the very wise decision. We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties and perhaps even higher those killed. And then we would all be here answering questions about why we knew that and didn't act. Launch. In fact, those had already been pre-positioned. Of the initial attack on the leadership compound, the missile forces in the south and in the north, for that matter, had already been activated to launch. In fact, those had already been pre-positioned.
All right, this is the important part here.
The third is the assessment that was made that if we stood and waited for that attack to come first before we hit them, we would suffer much higher casualties.
If we wait to get hit, we'll have more casualties, so we have to hit first.
And so the president made the very wise decision. We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action.
Israel was going to make an action.
We knew that that would precipitate an attack against American forces.
And then Israel punching someone on the playground means they could punch us, so we have to punch them at the same time.
And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties and perhaps even higher those killed. And then we would all be here answering questions about why we knew that and didn't act.
So is this America's war or Israel's war? Is it impossible to unscramble these eggs at this point? Matt Walsh says, so he's flat out telling us that we're in a war with Iran because Israel forced our hand. This is basically the worst possible thing he could have said. Matt Walsh continues, I can't take the gaslighting, guys. I really can't. Conservatives are now running around saying Iran has been waging war on us for 47 years. Okay, then why didn't any of you call for an attack on Iran at any point until now? Why didn't you make a case for Trump ending the war, not starting it, until precisely the moment when Trump did it? You and I both know that you are latching on to a talking point you never used until 45 seconds ago. You and I both know that almost every conservative influencer in the business was opposed to war with Iran until just now. And now you're trying to use justifications that stretch back decades. It doesn't make any sense. If you changed your mind, fine, say so. Explain why. You're allowed to change your mind. I've changed my mind about things, but don't try to rewrite history. Be honest about it. There's too much at stake to play these games. He continues, the gaslighters are responding with more gaslighting. Yes, I'm well aware that neocons have been calling for an Iran invasion forever. I obviously wasn't talking about them. I'm referring to MAGA conservatives, America firsters, Trump's base, the people I talk to every single day. Attacking Iran was not a policy priority for them, and many were expressly against it. Trying to rewrite that history now is just grotesque, insulting our intelligence, making your case for this operation, but just be honest. Come on. Do you agree or disagree with Matt Walsh? Lake Leon says, I didn't take it like that. I sort of did. He was like, well, Israel started this and we were over there and we didn't want them to retaliate. So then we hit them too. It's like, yeah, the two of you hit them in the head with the stick on the recess. When you were, out on the ball field at recess or out on the basketball court. We'll see how that shakes out over the next day, because that is a strange comment from Rubio, making it seem like, well, we had assets there and Israel launched a war, so I guess we had to get involved. Had to defend it's like my little brother got in a fight, and I had to get in a fight too, because kind of making it look like they dragged us into it. Matt Walsh is saying, like, don't pretend like you're all pro get rid of Khomeini, because you weren't. Nobody in MAGA was pushing for this. You can say you changed your mind, and they're like, hey, we're going down the laundry list of dipshits on the globe, and this one's up next. Coming up, Cuba. Coming up after that, who knows? Maybe Russia is going to get the message. Maybe Ukraine is going to get the message, and they're going to stop their stupid war. I don't know. And maybe all of these decisions harm China in the process. There can be multiple things happening at once on the geopolitical stage that work in concert with each other. It's not like by doing one, it disqualifies the other. It's a Venn diagram of overlapping, underlapping, not connecting interests, motivations, obligations, risks. I think Matt Walsh is it's fair for him to bring those points up. And it's also fair to ask you for your opinions on it. Iran declared war on us in 1979, says MAG. 444-day hostage crisis, Beirut barracks bombing, killing 241 Marines because of Hezbollah, the proxy of Iran. The Khobar Towers, IEDs killing thousands of our troops in Iraq and Afghanistan. Funding Hamas and Hezbollah for October 7th, where 46 Americans died, by the way. Well, they say many were dual citizens. And I said, that's not the same as an American citizen. If you got dual allegiance, you don't have singular American allegiance, but you can't parse those numbers out. I asked Grok 40 times, and they will not tell me how many Americans versus Israelis with American double citizenship. I digress. Constant death to America chants, nuke pursuit. This isn't a talking point that we invented 45 seconds ago. It's a documented history that every real conservative has cited for decades. Walsh asks why we didn't call for attack earlier. Simple. Weak leadership. Bush 41, 43, Obama, Biden. Trump is the first with the spine to finish it. I think the case can be made. Things are going to be much better without Khomeini over there. Iranian ballistic missile barrages targeted central Israel. Dozens were launched and most were intercepted. Several impacts in Tel Aviv were from a cluster of submunitions and fragments. 12 injured, 1 moderate by the blast, and others light via shrapnel and glass. No major structural damage confirmed regarding one of the recent attacks on Israel. Eric Daughtry reports that this guy got in trouble.
Going to a lot of these daycare centers, we're trying to find a spot for our little boy Joey, but we thought maybe we could check him into the autism center because none of the daycare centers are open. Yeah, and how many kids do you guys have at this autism center?
I can't give you a number now.
Like more than 5?
Probably, yeah.
Probably, so you don't really know?
Yeah.
What do you guys
I don't really know. Of course you know.
think about like the fraud that's been labeled on the autism centers here? What do you guys do think about the fraud, or how come the autism centers are popping up?
I can't answer.
What news? Are you a news reporter?
My name's Nick. We're doing a little documentary trying to find little Joey a spot to put himself in one of these centers here, because there's
So why are you asking us about
the fraud. Yeah, because we want to make sure we're going to legit business if we're going to bring our little boy Joey here.
This is not a Joey spot.
This is not a Joey spot.
Yeah. But that's our number. Yeah, I can call. But this is we can't let you guys in. So.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So
this is not a Joey spot.
Once again, little Joey, he can't even go to daycare, and now they won't even accept him if he has autism.
And again, no kids. Couldn't tell you how many kids they serve.
After being able to provide no evidence of them actually.
So the update on this guy: Somali fraudster in Minnesota exposed by Nick Shirley has pled guilty to stealing $6 million in autism funds. Youssef sent hundreds of thousands of dollars to Kenya and gave kickbacks to families who participated. Deport the fraudsters. What a bunch of assholes. Somali man pleads guilty to $6 million fraud scheme in Minnesota. Mamdani administration admits that 7 other New Yorkers died indoors from cold, as the grim tally has now reached 29 people. Tragedy of his own making. Okay, we asked, I say ask ironically so many times when I ask something that I've started saying it incorrectly, unironically. Neoa Berg says, breaking per Amit Siegel, the assembly of experts in Iran were all assembled in Qom to vote on the next supreme leader. And Israel just bombed them all. We asked Grok, and they said, yes, it's verified. Israeli journalist Amit Siegel reported today Israel struck the assembly of experts building in Qom, where members were counting ballots to choose Khomeini's successor. Israeli sources, Khan, J-Post, Israel Hayam, and Iranian media confirm the strike has hit the site, although Iran says it was an old, unused building with no casualties. Okay. This is being stated Israel arrests a CNN journalist.
Şimdi burada çok sayıda
CNN correspondent arrested for reporting on the conflict. The live feed was disconnected and shut down.
Okay. Okay. Şu anda Savunma Bakanlığı telefonumuzu alıyor. Evet, şu anda indiriyoruz. Evet, okay. GPO kartı.
Grok says the claim is misleading. Video shows two Turkish journalists from CNN detained on live air in Tel Aviv outside of Kiryat headquarters after Iranian strikes. Police cite expired credentials and filming sensitive military site. Feed cut during intervention. Held for questioning. Turkey urges release. Not main CNN. Okay, well, it sort of is true then. Norma Kay says this is the largest American radar in the Gulf. This is the image I was trying to put on the thumbnail for today's show, but Grok would not work with me. Used for early warning with a range of 5,000 kilometers and a price of $1.1 billion. Reports from IRGC, Tehran Times, NDTV, Al Jazeera, confirm that Iran's missile strike destroyed the AN/FPS-132 radar at Qatar's Al Udeid base. It was $1.1 billion, 5,000-kilometer range for ballistic missile early warning across the Middle East, and described as the largest U.S. system in the Gulf. Qatar noted impacts there. Image matches reported damage, and the U.S. has not publicly confirmed full destruction. That's a big deal. Mike Lee has some thoughts on what Congress needs to be doing.
Only in Washington do you find that sometimes the simplest solution, the most obvious solution, the solution that the people are calling for is the one that least gets the attention of the American people. So why then, when the Senate has the option of going to the Save America Act immediately after getting the Department of Homeland Security funded, why are we punting on Homeland Security funding consideration and proceeding to a housing bill that really is a bill that very few people had seen until just a half an hour or so before we voted for it? The bill's got some problems. I voted against proceeding to it because I don't think we have any business dealing with any of that extraneous stuff, especially a bill that nobody's seen, until we first get Homeland Security funded, and then we put Save America on the floor, invoking the talking filibuster to get it passed. Let's get this done. Only in Washington.
Yeah, the talking filibuster. Just, you don't need to change things. You just need to do things. Representative Randy Fine talking about Department of Homeland Security.
These people aren't asleep. They are telling us they want to kill us. And so the idea that the Democrats will keep the Department of Homeland Security closed, it's as close to an act of treason as I can imagine.
All right. Congressman Randy Fine, great to have you with us.
That is true. That's how I view it. A deranged anti-ICE leftist goes haywire on DHS Secretary Kristi Noem and then was forcibly removed at the start of her testimony. Any volume? Okay, we've got volume.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to the ranking member, Senator Durbin, as well. And
Yeah, all right. Well, let's take a listen to what she had to say when they couldn't shout her down with a heckler's veto.
The latest Democrat-led shutdown of DHS is reckless, it's unnecessary, and it undermines the American national security, and it harms the men and women who work at DHS and their families. Despite the House passing a bipartisan, bicameral full-year DHS funding bill, it is Senate Democrats who've chosen not to fund the department and have held this department hostage. As a result, critical national security missions, including border security, immigration enforcement, aviation security, disaster response, cybersecurity, and the protection of critical infrastructure, are all being strained. Our ability to provide for a safe and successful World Cup is being hindered as well. More than 100,000 dedicated DHS employees are once again being asked to work without pay for the third time in just 5 months. At a time when we've produced the most secure border in history and removed nearly 3 million illegal aliens from our country, disrupting the department responsible for those gains is indefensible. I want to thank the men and women of the Department of Homeland Security for their professionalism, for their dedication, for their commitment to keeping America safe and continuing to show up and work even though they aren't being compensated for it. They've kept us safe and they have patience, and our success is only possible because of their service and sacrifices.
It's a mess. The Democrats are trying to destroy this nation. I don't view them as a legitimate public or a legitimate political party. I really don't. And that's a question we asked here. Agree or disagree? Democrats are a domestic terrorist organization masquerading as an American political party. Do you agree or do you disagree? Well, daggum, Tim Burchett's got something to say about that.
Hey, everybody, Tim Burchett.
Hey, everybody.
Woke up this morning.
I'm Tom Bodette. We'll leave the light on for you.
Hey, everybody, Tim Burchett. Woke up this morning, been thinking about sleeper cells and things like that, you know. And in the last 4 years, the Biden administration, their borders open. We know that folks came in over the border that want to do us a great deal of harm. You always hear military fighting men's age. That just seemed to swamp our borders. And now with the conflict in Iran, knowing that we have a lot of Iranians here that are not friendly to this country, it's crazy. It's completely crazy that the Democrats have defunded Homeland Security during all this. I wish our leadership would just call for a vote just on that, redo it, and make them vote. Make them vote to just see where they're at on Homeland Security right now, because it is a real issue, and it goes back to what I've been saying. I don't know some of these Democrats, who do they hate more, the President of the United States, President Trump, or the United States of America?
Yeah,
because
they're one and the same.
They're surely right now putting politics above principle, and it's a disgrace. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Thank y'all for sending me here.
It's a daggum shame. 333 indeed. President Trump confirms that Iran's air defense, air force, navy, and leadership are gone. They want to talk. I said too late. Whew. We're witnessing the birth of the Trump doctrine. Like Reagan, the president has found a way to change the world without putting boots on the ground. How interesting is that? New doctrine. Catur said Israelis just bombed the Supreme Council gathering where Iranians were meeting to choose the new leadership roles. All gone again. Ironic that all these rocket scientists were taken out by a rocket. What is this? When Iran shot back, the missiles flew into the USS Gerald R. Ford security zone just off Israel. That created a full retaliation by the USS Lincoln and U.S. assets in the area. Boss moved by Hegseth. We're just getting word out of a new leader. We are just getting word that the new leader of, and he's dead. Yeah, it's funny. Breaking. Obama appointed judge overturns Khomeini's death. Orders Trump to revive him. That's kind of funny. CENTCOM put this out. No sound. Iranian regime is using mobile launchers to indiscriminately fire missiles in an attempt to inflict maximum harm across the region. U.S. forces are hunting these threats down, and without apology or hesitation, we are taking them out. Nobody hunts better than Central Command, says Pete Hegseth, Pistol Pete. And with our control of the skies increasing with every wave of air power, the hunt will only get more precise, powerful, and lethal. And it's gone. IDF strikes the new Supreme Council gathering. This is Trey Yingst over here.
The scene of one of these cluster munition impacts just outside of Tel Aviv, but I'm told by a senior Israeli official that the Israelis just struck the Supreme Council gathering where the Iranians were meeting to choose a new supreme leader. This is a significant development and again speaks to the Israeli intelligence about this war. They just targeted the meeting in Tehran where what's left of the leadership was gathering to choose a new supreme leader. The Iranians are continuing their attacks against Israel. Right now we are in the community of Bnei Brak. It's a religious community outside of Tel Aviv. And you can see where the police and first responders show you the scene.
All right. Mark Wayne Mullen, we know this guy. Take a listen to what he says on Fox News. This is an interesting one.
And direct on what we could expect. War is ugly. It smells bad. And if anybody's ever been there and been able to smell the war that's happened around you and taste it and feel it in your nostrils and hear it, it's something that you'll never forget. And it's ugly. And fortunately, you have President Hegseth, or I say President Hegseth, Secretary Hegseth, that has got a great relationship with President Trump, and President Hegseth's been there. He's done that. You have.
He said it twice. I'm sorry. I meant Secretary Hegseth. Anyway, President Hegseth. Tricia says it's odd that he's the one describing war since he's never served in the military. I thought this isn't a war. That's what the administration, their lackeys, keep saying. Well, this one hates Trump, it appears, whoever that is. But it's kind of funny. He called him President Hegseth. Colin Wright here put this out about the world's indigenous peoples. I read a lot of woke scholarship, and the way that the term indigenous is used makes it clear. There we go. Makes it clear that it's being treated as the antithesis of white, because white is viewed as nearly synonymous with colonizer, settler. In this framework, indigenous refers to pre-settler societies, see figure. But if white and settler are treated as synonyms, the logic forces the bizarre conclusion that most of Europe has no indigenous population at all, and white people are native to nowhere. The left likes to criticize what they call scientific racism, but there are few clearer examples of it than this. That's pretty interesting, and it's pretty telling. If one is to, Elon says, if one is to use the term First Nations or indigenous peoples or Native Americans in the Americas and antipodes, then in fairness, it should also apply to English, French, Spanish, and other peoples in Europe. Oh, that's interesting. And then they say it's funny how Muslims are never called colonizers, taking over all these other nations. Good point. A lot of this is really an anti-white agenda when you break it down and start looking at it that way. And you have to wonder why our schools were put together the way that they were and what agenda they've had. All right. I think that is the extent of what I wanted to share with you today. Thank you all for being here on the TNAM Daily Show. Hit the thumbs up button, hit like, hit subscribe, share the show with a friend. Consider signing up to be a patron, a monthly supporter of the New American Media. You can subscribe to us on YouTube and Rumble. There are membership options there for like $5 a month or different tier options. Set it and forget it. You know, that way we know what's coming in each month and we can budget accordingly as we try to expand by increasing the reach of the program. So share the show with a friend, please. Drop your Rumble rant tips and your Super Chat tips. If you're having a good time, I'm your bartender here. You tip your bartender if you enjoy it. I stand out on the street corner playing the songs, and if you like it, you toss some coins into the guitar case, and it helps me pay for the bus fare back home. But I sing for the love of the game. I sing for the love of the music. We'll be back tomorrow at noon to discuss the, the daily updates. We'll see. Hopefully things are good news tomorrow. And, whether you're a first timer here at the bar or whether you're a regular, we appreciate each and every one of you. So signing out on behalf of everybody out there in the TNAM universe, I appreciate you. I love you. And we will talk to you again soon. Take care, everybody. Peace.
Your guide to the truth. TheNewAmericanMedia.com.